Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It is Sunday, it's the end of the week, and that of course means it is time for us to be jumping in to a little bit more Warframe. Hello there, Idoku. How are you doing today? Long time no see? Has it been that long? I'll be honest, I've been doing so much with the videos and streams. I'll be quite honest, I have no real concept of time outside of just making sure I'm on time at the moment. But in any case, welcome back indeed to the stream. Hope you've been doing well. Now, of course, we have got today's sortie to get going on with, and also after that then, I'll be honest, I'm kind of open to suggestions. Yeah, we've got the whole of Warframe to look at. We've got things like Night Waves. Yeah, I've done all the way up to Intermission Bonus 31 now. And then we can jump into some Void Storms, or we can do a bit of Profit Taker. Really, the world is our oyster. We can jump into anything. And hello, Duwu. How are you doing as well today? Let's have a look. What have we got first and foremost for today's sortie? We have got then, shutting up that guy first, we have got an Exterminate on Ceres with enemy elemental enhancement, magnetic, no problem whatsoever really there. Follow up with mobile defense energy reduction, okie dokie, and then assassination for infested Alad V on Eris with condition fire. You know what? Overall, that's actually a pretty easy set. We can rather comfortably handle all of those. No issue whatsoever. Hello Beard, and hello Fat Nerd. How's it going? It's going pretty damn good. Just gonna have myself a sip of the good old mug of tea. Gotta have a lovely cup of tea for the stream, eh? Absolutely gorgeous. Alright then, so let's have a gander. I want to bring Lavos to this first one, because if there's magnetic going around, I'd rather not have to deal with energy reduction, you know? And energy loss to magnetic proc. So let's go with Lavos. He doesn't care about energy. And if you do want to join in on today's sortie, if you're on PC, let me know your username in the chat. I'll bring you into the squad and we can get smashing on into it. There are spots you'd like to come along? Excellent, yes do we. You can absolutely come along. What's your username? What am I inviting?
I'm trying to bring us all together. Things could have been different if you tried to work with.
Oh, sorry, yep, Beard. I do appear to have forgotten those today. Bollocks. There we go, let's add these in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. That should have them all there. You might need to refresh the stream. I'm not sure how that works on your end, but yeah, they're there now. Username is Mac. Ah, yes. When someone has such a different username to their Twitch name, I am never going to remember it. I hope you're aware of that. Absolutely never going to remember. Otherwise, yeah, you're welcome on into the squad. Let's bring you in there. Okay, let me just check on my side. Yep, those channel point options should be showing now for you, including the Ribbon Raffle ticket. So we are good. Alright then. That all said and done, let's get cracking on with this Exterminate. I mean, it's entirely up to you. If you want different usernames in one place versus another, that's perfectly fine. Just, it's going to get a little confusing for me. Let's get cracking on with this now. It seems we've got a full squad here. Let's have a look. Once we load up, what frames we got joining us? We have 2 Lovuses and 2 Wukong Primes. Nice. Let's speed on through into this. Start of this tile set is always the same, but it's quick enough to get through. It'd say my optic line is dead, mobile network's almost dead too. Not sure when you can watch stream normally. Oh dear. That does not sound good at all, Beard. You're having all of the technical problems at the moment, aren't you? The computer blew itself up was a little over a month ago now. Now you got this, yikes. Hopefully you can get that sorted soonish. Also, wow, what the hell is all that fire? My screen just lit up. That hits the area nice. Now this is elemental enhancements. They are a lot stronger against my fourth ability than usual. However, they're still the infested, so they still die. Beard saying he has one strong desire. Ah, for a random frame. Okay, for the energy reduction mobile defense, we have a random frame. That could be interesting. We'll have to see how that goes. Honestly, I thought those enemies were ranged to recharge by 4, but they weren't, so I'll just use it now. I should continue to this way. Not down there. That is a good way to jump off the map. Open! Open! Thank you. And we need to get just a dozen or so more enemies. We're about good. There it is. Oh, I didn't expect that turn. Oh, that would have been a great dash forwards. Except for the bit where I messed it up. 1 minute's loading time for 5 seconds of stream. Oh god, no, that's horrible for you, Beard. That is basically unwatchable, yeah. Do not blame me if you dip out on that one then. Yo, Bias, how you doing today? We're just getting going. We've just done the first mission of the Saucy, and on to the next one, which is going to be with a random frame. Thanks to El Bearderino. Now, this is a partially public squad, so I'm just going to remake that one there, just so those other two aren't waiting on us too long. And let's get a looking at our spinner. Alright. Let's see which frame we're being dumped with thanks to Beard. It is Atlas. Okay, not the worst for mobile defense. Kind of dicey when it comes to mobile defense with no energy, but we can certainly give that a try. Atlas it is. Okie dokie. You're doing great, Bias? Perfect. Alright, so let's go grab Atlas and let's build him for this particular sortie mission. Atlas Prime, of course. Which else? Is this a build that we can use? This is... What even is this build? Is this a yeet build? This is a yeet build. Okay, why have we got a yeet build? And this one just seems to be over tank. So let's just delete all the details on this one. You know what? I definitely don't need the strength, so if someone else can have the ability strength. What I want is efficiency and range. And a little bit of duration, of course, as well. So, let's grab you, and then we want narrow-minded for the duration back up again, but then we go for overextended. Get that range back. And we can throw on you and you. That leaves us these Vipolarities, which we can use on more duration and let's go more range. Absolutely no tank because who needs tank? It's Atlas. That might actually be a problem. So what, I can use a slightly less heavy fleeting expertise, give us a slight bit more duration back. Yeah, a complete lack of tank is probably a bit overkill, so I won't go the Auger Reach. What I will do instead then is go Emerald Vitality. Just all the health. That should be fine. Do we say I've been running Grendel missions today? Holy shit, they're pain. They can be quite nasty. What frame were you using for it, do we? What frame were you using? This was at the beach. Nice. Depending on where you were in the world, I assume good weather for it. Using Nidus. Okay. Yeah, he's not really got anything to support him energy-wise, and if he ain't got the stacks, that can get nasty. The frame I used for it was Protea, or the second time around anyway. Protea wasn't out the first time around. And yeah, Protea is absolutely amazing when it comes to the Grendel missions. Devastatingly amazing. Dude was saying weather's been really nice here in Denmark as well. Awesome. Okay, okay, let's get cracking onto this. Now, said we've got Atlas with an energy reduction, so this may be a bit dicey. I also didn't fit flow to him. Just realised that. Okay, I'm going to have basically no energy then. Good thing I've got high efficiency. This is only going to give me like 1 energy per second, maybe 1.25, so not a lot. You can see we're already at full energy actually. Full 65. Oh dear. But we should be fine. I'm hoping someone else has that data mask, because I just completely forgot to grab that. So that is the power petrify. Look at them. All completely seized up. That's what we're going to be using to defend with, mostly. Going to use Protea for the final one. Fair do. What is your final mission? Protea is amazing at the defense and the survival. She's not as great for the excavation. At least if you're alone, it's no good. Alright, you take care, Beard. We'll see you next time. Oh, it's the excavation. Alright. Honestly, don't do that one solo. Get a friend. Get anyone who's not done the Grendel mission. They'll enjoy using your locator rather than having to go get their own. Just don't do it alone. Have someone bring a Frost or Limbo, something like that. Limbo can still work because Protea's main damage dealing at that point is going to be her... What's it? Her mini turret thing. I forget what it's called. The turret can fire across the rift, so if you have a bubble like this, you can place one inside and it'll shoot the enemies outside, no problem. Oh, let's get some rumblers up in here. They're going to be tiny rumblers because they're 40% strength rumblers, but the rumblers all the same. Blaze artillery, that's the one, yeah. Yeah, blaze artillery is very effective in the Grendel missions. Scary effective. Okay, not scary, but still very effective. Nothing scary about it, it's just good. The main bit being is that not only is it dealing fire damage, or heat damage I should say, it's doing it with punch through, and it scales up so that with every hit it starts dealing yet more damage. You don't need mods to make that do amazing work. Plus also you got dispensary to give you all that energy and health you're going to need, because let's face it, where else are you going to get energy and health from? You've got no mods to help you with that. Lava as well to make the scaling go crazy. Oh yeah, that'll do the trick. I did it before the helmet system was out, so Protea was good even without things like lava added in. You imagine with lava on top? Oh, baby. Hell, you could probably solo the excavations with that. Because of course you then just easily control the area. And this number was using the rampart. You don't see that very often.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
So you can see the full effectiveness of that petrify there. It absolutely just seizes them up. They can do nothing. And when they're killed, I get bonus armor. Very, very effective for Atlas. Has quite the reach on it. Have I ever been in Sicily? No, I haven't, no. I have visited parts of Spain, France, Belgium, Italy, and Iceland. Only parts, obviously. I've been to places like Rome, Bay of Naples, various, almost at this point, nameless locations in France and Belgium because it's so long ago. A wee lad at the time. Circumnavigated Iceland, so I've been quite a few places there. Oh, you live there? Ah, fair do, fair do. I obviously live in sunny old Britain, which is very often not very sunny, but it's quite sunny at the moment. It's been surprisingly sunny, except for the eclipse. We managed to have an absolute field day of cloud cover when it came to the eclipse, as is usual. Yeah, I don't really need to do any more kind of crowd control over this. We've got Limbo Bubble and a Corodome. I can basically just sit back, really. We got this down pat.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Still gonna do stuff, but they don't exactly need it. Ah, beautiful, beautiful crowd control. Nothing to worry about when you can do that. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and mission complete.
The odds were against us.
Let's get out of this one. Which way is it? Up. There it is. Around the side. Through this weird little vent tunnel thing, and we're good. Hurrah, mini rumblers, go. You gotta look how tiny they are. Are they taller than the operator? They're shorter than the operator. That's how tiny these rumblers are. Oh, that's cute. Look at them. Oh. Okay, they're still just as angry. That is straight up throwing the rocks over. Ta-da! How should Protea be modded? That is a very interesting question. It comes down to how you want to use Protea. But yeah, as Duke says, range and duration is very effective on her. I would say you don't want to be dumping strength, because strength is useful in the base damage of her 2, as well as giving you additional drops on her dispensary, her 3. And it helps out a lot with the damage and shield on her 1, so, you know, don't dump your strength. You don't have to worry so much about efficiency with Protea compared to most frames, because she's got dispensary. Instead, if you equip Equilibrium, especially if you do that with Synth Fiber on your companion, you can easily have all the energy you'll ever need. But yeah, keeping it at about 100% strength, that's fine, yeah, absolutely. What build do I have on my Protea? It's probably a bit janky, because I don't actually play her all that much, but let's have a quick look. What do I have saved on her? Okay, so this one went a little bit all out on the strength and duration, so I wasn't really focusing too much on Blaze Artillery for this build. Okay, yeah, none of these have actually focused too much on the range there, although to be fair, 17 meters of range will still do you pretty well. But yeah, I think re-looking at this, what I'd probably do is take off these 2. Bring that strength down. I mean, you say we don't need the strength, but at the same time, having it is nice. It is really nice to have. You don't need the efficiency. So, let's take out the Augur Secrets. Let's redo this a different way. What instead would be stretch, get the extra range in. Now we've got 43.5 meters on this one there. That's plenty. That is absolutely plenty. You don't need any more range than that. So the rest would go into duration. We've already got we've got an underranked Augur Message. Let's fix that. There we go. Much better. We've already got Prime Continuity on here. We've got Augur Message going in now. What we could actually do, looking at this, we've got that range buff there from Stretch, so I could go for that underranked Narrow-Minded. Brings it back down on the range, but 30 meters is still plenty for most encounter ranges, really. Most missions, 30 meters will handle you pretty fine. At that point, we've got ourselves a hefty duration. Last slot there, then, I noticed we do have a complete lack of tank, so yeah, tank. That's just kind of a go-to approach. I'd say this works well. This is a zero former build, so that's why it's a bit on the jankier side. Swap Streamline for Equilibrium. that would be a matter of personal preference. Thing is, whilst with Dispensary, you're going to get plenty of stuff incoming, and yeah, I haven't got an Equilibrium on here, so that is a bit of a yikes. I'd say if I forward this, I would put Equilibrium in place of Augur Message, because 24% isn't adding a lot to that duration. The thing is, if you take out the Streamline, we go to 45% efficiency. Blaze Artillery is costing you 77.5 energy a pop now. That's a hell of a lot of energy. Even with Dispensary pouring out what it is, and 116 energy, it's asking a lot as well. That's a very, very heavy energy cost. Whereas with that Streamline in place, we bring this back down to 62.5, 93.75. They're still very high, but it's more manageable. And that's what you need. So I've got this Equilibrium here, Drain 12, it's nearly max rank, and that's a 90% conversion. So one of those health orbs she gives will give 90 energy. At 90 energy, you'll be able to fire the Blaze Artillery. You'd nearly afford Dispensary. With Zeneric, it'll charge up to that 93.75. Whereas if you take off the Streamline, then one of those health orbs being converted with Equilibrium won't be enough for Dispensary. So it does make a difference there. As much as you don't need to build for efficiency, you don't want to lose it altogether. Obviously, if you skip out the Blind Rage, you can absolutely work around it that way. If you go Blind Rage out, Streamline out, pop this up onto here. Strength boost is nice, the energy cost is too high. Blind Rage is a very good mod for a lot of purposes. If you don't need to worry about your efficiency, like if you got something like Dispensary, then Blind Rage gives you an amazing strength boost. You cannot meet that with any other mod. It's absolutely incredible, but you do need to have the energy support, absolutely. I run with Energize on most of my energy-based frames because of that. If we take that off there to go instead, I've got mostly a duration focus here. We can invest now more into the range aspect. So we can go Augur Reach, and then we go the Equilibrium. I'm not going to max rank this mod because it's just not worth max ranking to me. Not for the extra drain it usually takes on most setups. And with this here, I'm still going to leave in the mid-ranked narrow-minded, because going the full way, we're going to lose even more of that ability range, which just undoes what we put, what, 2 mods into it? So that, to me, it feels right to leave that where it is. We have got the open utility, of course, of that Exla slot, but for 5 capacity on an unformed build, not really much you can put into there. Right, well, what can we get? We can get mobilized. There you go. That rounds off your 0 former build with the mobilized. We've got some defense in the form of vitality. You can swap that out for rolling guard if you don't like relying on your health so much. We got a little bit of mobility added into it. We've got all these stats put together to allow us to use our abilities and make good on them. As a 0 form build, I'd say this would handle pretty much most things. And of course, I've swapped out her 4th ability, Breach Surge, because Breach Surge is OP, whereas Temporal Anchor is a gimmick. It's a gimmick. Don't use Temporal Anchor. So yeah, that's Protea. Not going to use it though, because not my chosen frame really. Let's have a look. What was the last mission again on this sortie? It is an assassination, of course. Alright, let's go get a suitable frame for that. So range duration? Yeah, range duration. Don't lose your strength. And be careful with your efficiency. You don't need to bring it up, but if you bring it down, do remember that if you run too low on energy, all of a sudden you can't catch your Dispensary. But yeah. Wukong, let's grab ya. We're going to do Wukong for this one. Wukong be good. And also, let's get the prediction up as well, because we're jumping into the last mission of the sortie. Which reward are we going to get from this sortie? Get your predictions in, get those channel points, and you could be in to win it. Let's get cracking. This is saying, damn, the new core is strong. Tested on Steel Path and Grim Melting Groups. Even the boost they have, yup. The Kuvanuko is exceedingly strong. On its own, it's already powerful, but it has a really low critical chance. What makes it absolutely insane is that you then can get additive crit chance bonuses. Say for example, Smeeta will set it to 200%, Adaz will give you 60% added on, you'll get Arcane Avenger for another 60%, that kind of thing. You can absolutely turn that crit chance into something devastating In no time at all. And then it's a problem. Then it absolutely becomes a problem. Yeah, I'd say the Kuvanu core is probably a little bit... No, not a little bit. Probably a lot a bit too powerful. It outclasses so many secondary weapons in the process. Too many, really. Alright, come on. Where's this waypoint trying to lead us? We need to do an assassination mission here.
There I go again, giving you too much credit. Must I always...
Gotta love just flying through an entire tile as Wukong. Yeah, I could stick around and figure out where you want. Figure out where everything's trying to go, or I could just fly past it all.
Another satisfied customer.
Yo, Respired! Thank you very much for following. Glad you're enjoying the channel, and welcome. Alright, come on, Alad. Take your collar off. Finally, you know, not in any kind of weird way, just... There we go. And that hurt him. Is he dead? Nope, not still alive. Almost. Come on. Oh, he bound him. He can't do his animations if he's stuck, I think. And now he appears to be floating. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? There he is. And he's dealt with. Alright, let's get out of here. Peace. Which way am I going? I'm going this way.
Let's get out of here.
Probably chose a bit of a janky route, but I got through it. Kong style. Mission successful. Oh, Islis, no. You're looking at it all wrong. This character has a lot of this game has a lot of very passionate characters. Characters that really appreciate their work. Get fully invested in it. That's what it's all about.
They won't be bothering us anymore.
Cheers to passion.
Let's get out of here.
Sure, they're passionate about really weird things, like, you know, fusing together so many clones they go feral, or fusing together hardworking corpus with just... How do you put it? Fuse together the corpus with the sentience, kind of wrecking everyone's lives. It's a lot of nasty fusion going on, but, you know. Alright, well, it looks like in that prediction, everyone thought I would not get Endo, and I got Endo, so, yikes. That's what you get for all betting on the on the wrong side, I suppose. Gotta split the vote if someone's gonna win. There we are then. You only put a few banners down each. It's all okay in the end. That's with the sortie done. Now, that's actually a good thing that I got that Endo, because I kind of burned through a bit upgrading some mods recently. Yeah, I'm down to 4,419 Endo. And if you remember correctly, I just got 4,000 Endo from that sortie. So, yeah, I ran out. Straight up ran out. Ignoring the fact that, you know, I have plenty of Endo if I need it. Obviously, yeah, I'm fine there. But I ran out of available Endo. Now, on that note, we got a few things we can get diving into today. We have got a few different pieces, so I'm going to open it up to you guys to decide. I'm going to make a quick poll of it. We got, wow, probably about 4 or 5 different things we could go for. So let's make a quick poll. What do today? We can do some more Void Storms. We can do normal relics. We can jump into some Steel Essence farms. We can hunt another Lich. And if I spell another correctly, that'd be great. Or we can crack out some Night Waves. So I'll give you guys a minute to vote on that. Take your pick. Which do you want? The poll is up. Cast your votes. Only going to give it a minute, and we'll take whichever gets the most on it. We'll jump into whichever you guys want to see. This is saying, oh, just 2 days away from day 100. Nice. I think I'm on like probably 600, 550, 600, something, somewhere up there. Oh no, it's definitely over 600 actually. I have 3 of the Prime mods. I don't actually know how many days I've logged in for, but it's quite a few at this point, yeah. Wildcard 10-hour endurance run. Fat Nerd, I may solve many practical problems, but when it comes to linearity of time, at least from our perspective, I cannot change that. So when we got a 3-hour block for a stream, I can't fit a 10-hour endurance run into that one, sorry. We're kind of a little bit limited on the whole, 3 hours thing. Alright, well, the votes are in. The result is to hunt another Lich. Cool, let's murder that Lich. Time to me who we got. I haven't actually had a proper look at this new one. Okay, we have got Kolndet Meng. What a wonderful name, Kolndet Meng. They have themselves a Kuva Shaka, Toxin, and they are weak to radiation but immune to gas. Poor gas is always getting dunked on. Always. Alright, so this ugly fugly, that's who we're going to kill today. Let's take him on. And you know what? I think Wukong can do just fine for these kinds of missions. Let's just make sure I've got the right damage types on the weaponry. Yeah, all-purpose build is equipped. Is the epitaph on the hemorrhage one? Yes, it is. Good, good. And glaive is just glaive. Yeah, glaive is fine. What is that hat? Oh, you mean on the village? Yeah. It's typical of the kind of Grineer Queen style, I think. But it is a bit on the weird side, isn't it, Islis? It is a bit on that weird side. And look at that jellyfish on the shoulder pad. Because who doesn't want to wear a jellyfish, eh? Oh, you think they're a cat girl? Oh, no. No, 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 no. And this is definitely not some kind of cat girl. Alright, and the Lich has chosen to inhabit Europa of all places. Oh, no. Alright, well, let's start taking them out. Now, if you do want to be joining in for these Lich missions as well, so long as you're on PC, you are welcome to come on in. Doesn't matter what your mastery rank is, if you're MR2 or MR30. Actually, if you're MR2 and have a Lich, how? But still, if you're MR2 or MR30 or anywhere in between, you're welcome to join on in. If you're somehow MR31, get the hell out of here. We'll just be cracking on with these. Get some murmurs, get these Liches sent back into the dirt they came from. Ah, congrats, Dude. Oh, is it War Within, Fat Nerd? Makes sense, yeah. Yeah, a lot of the MR tests are very easy. The MR 9 and 19 can be a bit of a dick, but most of the others are honestly just laughable. Oh, need to deal with you. Slice, and he's dead. Yeet! For those unfamiliar, I use hit and run on my Parazon, which means if I mercy kill someone, I gain the ability to super bullet jump. Basically, I yeet their lives and then yeet my frame. Only lasts a few seconds though. Bit on the sad side. Have to fly the rest. Hello. Got left behind.
Another satisfied customer.
Yo, Div74. Thank you for following. Glad you're enjoying the channel. And welcome. Oh, hello, Nox. You're taking a bit to die. Let's kill you with something else. And he's dead. I don't use the epitaph much. Let's use the epitaph some more. This mission. Been giving this one a bit of testing, a bit of build theory crafting. It looks like this one could be a very good contender for using the hemorrhage mod. Big reason being, when you hit a enemy directly with the epitaph, if I can just find one to shoot at, it's not been killed by Zaku. Great. But yeah, if you hit someone directly with it, still loads of Zaku shots instead. Yeah, a direct hit gives them an impact proc, and hemorrhage can turn impact procs into slash procs. 30%, no, 35% of the time if it is a high fire rate weapon. If you get it below 2.5, then it jumps up to 70% of the time. That's 70% of a slash proc on a high damage weapon like Epitaph. Very nice. As to say, the MR stealth test is easy if you use a glaive. Yeah. When I did MR 9 and 19, glaives hadn't been reworked into the good things they are now. So it was honestly a little bit on the crappy side. MR9, I had to just kind of make my way through genuinely stealthing it. MR19, however, I completely cheesed by using Redeemer Prime and Banshee. I just killed everything from the starting platform. Never even had to step down. Beautiful. You did MR19 with Schiaggiati? Oh dear. Oh dear. I wouldn't recommend that myself. Let's see what we got. Defense? Nah. Hijack? Nah. Capture? Yes. I'm going to blitz through this. I wonder how quickly we can actually kill this Lich. Do I even have... I don't have Parazon mods equipped. That's a problem. Blood Rush was a mistake? Absolutely, yeah. Blood Rush was a mistake. Blood Rush, not only has it become basically a mandatory mod if you're not doing a heavy attack build on a weapon, on a melee weapon, but also the obscene amounts of crit power it gives has left status melees basically in the dust. Because you could apply a few status effects to some enemies, or you could just absolutely rip out their soul with crits. And yeah, there are hybrid weapons which allow both crits and status, which are even more powerful, but that only becomes possible because you can get all of the crits. Yes, I know that Weeping Wounds is the status. Hello Evie, you must be very new to the channel. I'm the Kengineer. I solve practical problems. I have a YouTube channel which has dozens of guide videos. You can have a look at those over on there. I absolutely know the difference between Weeping Wounds and Blood Rush. Welcome. Oh, I love it when a capture mission turns into an exterminate. Great, although actually this is useful because it means we get more kills. Someone's Lich appeared or something? I didn't notice it. Oh, we've got to go back for an enemy apparently. Come on, where are ya? Ugly sons of guns. Wow, actually there's loads down here, what the hell? Well, there were loads down here. They'd be saying it's mandatory, right? So that's the same as Serration or secondaries need Hornet Strike. Mandatory mods are because they make the weapon that much more powerful. Yes-ish. Yes, for things like Serration and Hornet Strike, they are just so powerful in the pure damage arena. Why wouldn't you put them on? There's nothing that compares to them. But the thing with those mods is that you put them onto every single weapon. It's mandatory in that sense, but it works with all of them. The fact that Serration or Hornet Strike exists doesn't classify out any kind of type of weaponry. It's just... basically, it's a resource gate. You must be this high to be able to pass on to the next level of missions. Blood Rush, on the other hand, is a specific playstyle mod. That one very specifically supports combo melee, which is based on crit damage. So if you've got a low crit stat, it's being completely outclassed by any weapon which can work even remotely well with Blood Rush. If you're looking for a heavy attack build, sorry, you need to now either build in heavy attack and heavy efficiency, or accept the fact you're just going to have much lower crit chance. That's the difference. Nope, go by that Lich, whoever it was. That was very, very quick. Didn't mean to roll there. Alright, these guys want to head to extraction, but the thing is, when you're doing Lich missions, you want to make sure you kill the guys along the way, because you get a new thrall after roughly, I think it's like every 15 or so kills. Yeah, definitely don't miss out on getting those extra kills along the way. There is a limit on the number of thralls that can spawn, of course. It's hard to tell exactly when you reach that limit until you've killed like 50 enemies and nothing spawned. I'm glad the title caught your attention, Evie. That is exactly the intention. 100%. So I'm glad it's working. Good to know. What are my top 3 favourite frames, and what do you think are the best 3 frames? Ooh. So my top 3 favourites are my top 3 most used. That's going to be Wukong, Equinox, and Lavos. Not in that particular order. Lavos actually is probably my favourite, followed by Wukong and then Equinox. That's the order I put it. Lavos is just absolutely devastating, on top of the fact he is also an absolutely incredible tank. This dude, I mean, let's compare. Wukong, everyone knows, is already tanky. Everyone knows he is a pretty tanky one. My go-to build, it's got a slot missing because I just can't be bothered to farm him. He doesn't need it. I don't use him for the high-level stuff. But he's already got 990 health, 275 armor. Then we get the Lavos build. This is the one that I actually use for the tankier stuff. 2,140 health, 1,541 armor. This guy does not mess around. Absolutely does not mess around, and that makes him an incredible frame. On top of the fact that his catalyze, the damage scaling per status effect is absolutely insane. I'm saying, is Lavos worth investing in, considering you can't reduce the cooldown on his 3 and can't even shield gate? So he has a shield, he does shield gate. Yeah, you can't shield gate tank. Who gives a toss about that? You don't have to use shield gate tank for every form of tanking, and honestly, shield gate tanking is one of the worst out there. It really is. You can go for invulnerability tanks like with Rhino's Iron Skin, Revenant's Mesmer Skin, with Valkyr's Hysteria, or you can look to go for health and armor tanks, and they are honestly very, very, very solid when in combination with something like Arcane Grace. Lavos takes no shit. It actually takes a lot for Lavos to die. I think the only time recently I've had Lavos die is because I turned to look at the chat for too long and didn't get out of the way of being knocked down. So when I stopped playing the game is when Lavos died. Yeah, shield gate tanking is about 1.3 seconds when the shields are broken, or 0.3 seconds if you didn't fully recharge them. Hildren, yeah, she does have a different one, a longer one. But no, Lavos is absolutely amazing. He doesn't need any kind of buff. Lavos is solid. Yeah, you can't change the cooldown on his 3. Newsflash, it's 10 seconds. Hey, it's 10 seconds. That's a very short amount of time. That's really not an issue. When it comes to his other abilities, Ophidian Bite comes off cooldown 8 seconds, Transmutation Probe instantly recharges that if you hit just a couple enemies. Same with Vile Rush, 5 seconds. You barely need to even think about changing off the cooldown. With Catalyze, yeah, it's got a 30-second cooldown, but Transmutation Probe will deal with that if you've got even remotely threatening number of enemies around. If you haven't got enough enemies to bring down at least half of Catalyze's cooldown with Transmutation Probe, you don't need it, because there's not that many enemies to nuke. Lavos' kit is honestly really well rounded. He's fiddly, I understand, for console players, but for keyboard and mouse, amazing. Absolutely amazing. And I'd honestly put him in one of the top frames out there. Now, when it comes to other frames, Wukong is also legendary. Honestly, everyone should have a Wukong or Wukong Prime. Equinox is also incredible. Equinox is a little bit more niche in her power. I'd say in terms of a best frame, there's not really a best 3 frames. There are some which are just better than others. I'm sorry, but Banshee. Banshee's a joke. You can make it look as pretty or as dumb as you want, but Banshee's a bit of a joke, really. Her power level is absolutely minuscule compared to some of these out there. Garuda's got a bunch of gimmicks built into her. Hydroid is laughable with gimmicks here or there. A number of them are just honestly disappointing. And yet others are absolutely astounding. But to say the top 3 bests, There's too many different things you can build for in Warframe to declare any three the best. I just don't think it's reasonable to make such a claim, no. It's just saying, don't like Wukong just from his theme, Monkey, for example? I mean, you don't have to play in Monkey style, but I'm absolutely fine on respect if you just don't like her Frame's theme. I'm not a fan of Baruch's theme, to be quite honest. His theme and playstyle together just do not work for me. I just don't enjoy playing him. At all. Same goes for Nidus. Nidus' theme and gameplay style? Yeah. Not a fan. Not a fan. Let's do a rescue mission next. You love Baruch? Hey, there's no reason to cry over it. If you love Baruch, you love Baruch. You're not wrong for liking Baruch. That's absolutely fine. Yes, Baruch is the monk type, that's right, Islis. You're allowed to like any frame, use any frame how you want to do it. And if you are using it effectively, congratulations. If you're using it ineffectively, think about if that's an issue. You can be using it ineffectively, or inefficiently I should say, but still overall be having plenty of fun and getting stuff done. That's fine. Obviously, if you bring yourself something like Baruch to do a triathlon, you're probably doing yourself in, but you can enjoy him. You don't have to apologise for liking a particular frame. You don't have to be sad that someone else likes a different frame. If we all like the same frames, there'd be like 4 Warframes in the game, wouldn't there? You want my help to open the door, do you? Alright, there we go. What changes do I think they'll be bringing to buff primaries, nerf melee? Probably not the changes we need, to be quite honest. We'll have to see what they do, but probably not the changes we need, for the simple fact of their track record. That really behind a locked door? That's cheeky. Now, we're talking about the developers who introduced the Kuva Brahma, the Kuva Nukor, the developers who introduced Blood Rush into the game and then just kind of went, yeah, that's fine, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds. The developers that managed to leave melee where it is compared to guns for so long. The same developers who saw that impact was weak and so decided that one of the ways we could solve impact being weak was to add a mod which made impact not impact. So yeah, I'm honestly going to say no idea what's going to come. Just that it's not going to be the perfect solution. Because I'm not hearing or seeing much in the way of consultation on what the perfect solution would be. Even saying Eidolon shields are only damaged by void damage. No, not quite. No, they are damaged by void damage, but specifically operator void damage. The fact there is a difference is because balance, kinda, yeah. It's just operators amps can actually damage the shield of an Eidolon. Even say I thought the devs said there's a mod that gives plus damage if you don't equip a melee. No, that's not been officially announced, at least not as far as I've seen so far. I could have missed something on a dev stream. But there was a supposed leak about supposed placeholder mods which were plus so much damage if you don't have a melee. We don't know if those are actually going to be in the game or not. It could be a ruse. It could be an idea that was bounced around in D and not even introduced. We don't know. It's not been announced yet. It's kind of saying, is it better to save token coins after Sister Parvos release so you have a chance to get Protea and the Sister Lich? I haven't watched a dev stream that talks about whatever you're on there, sorry, so usually I wait until stuff's actually in the game because of last minute changes. We'll just have to see when it actually gets here. Do I think melees need a nerf, or would I rather just buff primaries and leave melees as be? Melees need a nerf. You can take, honestly, pretty much any melee weapon into the steel path and be capable with it with minimal modding, to be quite honest. That's unreasonable. Steel path is supposed to be pretty much the hardest content you can get instant access to, and any melee can carry you through that. Melees definitely should have a nerf. At least melee modding should have a nerf. Yeah. Hey, come on. Look at, for example, Glaive Prime here. Look at, for example, Glaive Prime. Now, granted, I have formed this a whopping once over to be able to make this build happen. With this build, Just throwing it is enough to kill pretty much any star chart enemy. With the toxin damage, it goes straight through corpus shields. With the overall explosion, just pure force of the damage, it will deal with the infested and most Grineer. If I come across something even slightly more difficult, I then, as soon as it hits them, force a middle mouse click to cause the heavy attack explosion. Bam! We go up from dealing... Where's the bounce attack? We go up from dealing... What's this? About 3,000 damage? To 7,000 damage. But on top of that, if it survives the 7,000 damage, and that's even before the crits come in, by the way, which are painfully good, especially with the doubling up on this mod. So on top of that then, if it survives the attack, it gets a guaranteed slash proc with no damage fall off. 0% fall off. So this is a melee weapon. No ammo concerns, no reloading, no nothing like that. Pure melee. Which can hit out to an obscene range, something like 40 or 60 meters. Explodes in a range of 7.8 meters radius. Guaranteed slash procs. Murders basically everything. Melee needs a nerf. And this isn't with any of the combo scaling mods either. You think of things like the Conan Prime, and it takes it away even further as well. Just Glaver's a special example of exceedingly powerful. Melee needs a nerf. Alright, let's see, what we got? Interception, mobile defense, and let's do the mobile defense. It's not my favourite game mode for a Lich hunt, but it'll do. Yeah, that's right, Evie. Zoris doesn't lose combo unless you use it with a stat stick ability or a exalted melee ability. So long as you're not using it with frames like Korra or Excalibur or Gara, Zoris won't lose its combo, yeah. Until you heavy attack. What bus will I bring to primaries? There's loads of different ways it could be done. Seriously, loads of ways. Probably too many to talk about. And honestly, I've not given it too much thought in what particular buff will be the right one, because a large amount of it comes down to the design philosophy that DE actually want to undertake themselves. I couldn't really say what would be the right way, and I wouldn't want to volunteer such a off-the-cuff remark, really. Would frame river mods be a good idea? No, that'd be terrible. River mods, as they are already, DE regret them, and for good reason. They are an absolutely horrible grind. There's various ways they could be made better, or less grind, or less RNG. DE have done basically none of those. So to implement that as is onto... Oh, I need to be doing this. To implement that onto frames as well would be absolutely horrific. No, let's not have that. Where is that enemy? The Glover saying, must be modding wrong, have a hard time killing on Seal Path. Which, is this weird? Sorry? Is this with Titania? I think I saw someone mentioning about Titania. Because if so, yeah, Titania is a beast for damage. I didn't mention her top DPS frames for nothing. She's good. She's damn good. Her guns, for starters, alleviate one of the biggest issues of guns in that they have ammo issues. She doesn't. As soon as she runs out of ammo, she just stops firing a moment and oh wait, she got full ammo again. That's a huge deal already. Let's quick out this one. Now, if we got a Dex Pixia Riven, we'll be getting Rivens for all of the exalted weapons. And again, that's basically just a step away from Rivens or Warframes, which are a terrible idea. If Rivens weren't such power creep, if they were baked in side grades, then they could be decent. Then they could be interesting content, not just pure power content. Rivens aren't that, so no. Nope. The big thing with making sure you're modding your weapons right for Steel Path is having a very clear idea as to how you're dealing damage. Not just dealing damage, but how. So, for example, let's just not die. So for example, are you focusing on going for a status build? Are you focusing on going for a crit build? Are you focusing on upfront damage, or are you looking to ramp up the damage, combining status effects to get there? Are you looking to go for headshots? Are you looking to match for damage types? Almost any weapon can be made steel path capable, if not exactly viable.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
There we go, there's that thrall. I'm trying to find this one for a while, just thought it'd be a lot closer than that. This is probably going to get a few cries of what? But I've never actually done Dog Days. Haven't touched it even once. Just haven't felt like it. Don't know why, just haven't.
Area completed. Move on.
Let's go to the next zone. It is this way? This way. Yo, Evo! Yeah, today's raffle is for both a Veiled Zor ribbon and a Veiled Pistol ribbon. 2 ribbons today. If you get in on those ribbon raffle tickets, yeah, get both of them if you're the winner. I won't be doing 2 draws, just one. One winner takes all. There's your words. Those of you who are new to the channel, not familiar with the ribbon raffle, you can grab the ribbon raffle tickets at the bottom of your chat window. So you grab the blue spanner icon there, get yourself a ribbon raffle ticket just like Yislis has done, and that gives you a chance to win. You must be on PC, you must be MR8, and you must be here at the end of the stream. If you fail any one of those 3 conditions, you can't have the ribbon. PC to receive it, MR8 to be allowed to receive it, and at the end of the stream to actually claim it. If I draw your name and you're not here, no. No. I see we've got 4 ribbon raffle tickets come jumping in. I will pop those on to the ticker at the end of this mission. And hello, Ginger Bullet Man. You're watching again? Well, as long as you got the audio from mine up, we're all good, right? I mean, if you're out of ribbon slots and you've got a throwaway ribbon, you're more than welcome to just either melt it down or donate one, whatever. If you want to trade 2 veiled ribbons for 1 unveiled trash ribbon, I mean, that's fine as well. A couple of people have done that in the past. Get the enemies down here. See if we can spawn one more thrall. We probably can't, but we'll see if we spawn one more. Where's this one? He just looped around trying to find me, didn't he? I think he got away from me. Yes, yes he did. Yes, Liz, you're allowed to get as many tickets as you want because there is a hard limit on it. You are capped at 5 tickets. The system simply won't allow you to purchase any more. That's how I keep it fair. So if you've been watching it for enough streams, you've saved up enough points to go ham and get yourself a full 5 tickets for a raffle, go for it. Omega does it all the time. Itchy nose. Alright, let's grab these riff and raffle tickets then. Who has entered? So we have... Yes, this has come in with 2 tickets. There we go. We've got the Ginger Mullet Man. Has 1. And Div 47. Sorry, 74. I misread it. Div 74 has 1 ticket. There we go. And I've also discovered Netra is one of the murmurs I need. Okie dokie. This is saying still feels cheap and unfair to newer watchers. That's your call. Like I say, I've got a hard limit of 5 tickets, and we have seen people win with 1 ticket when 5 have been bought by someone else. It really does swing either which way. Netra. Am I out of Netras? Surely not. I am. Oh wow. Okay. Didn't see that coming. Gonna have to sort that then. Yeah, Evo, that's absolutely true. It did used to cost 1.2k, it did, yeah. I don't need Riven, I need Requiem. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Defiles. If I transmute, maybe I'll get Netra. I got Jahu, damn it. Alright. Evie say, I have a 2-dot Netra if you want. I will happily take it if you're offering Evie, absolutely. What's your username? I can invite you to the squad, we can get the trade done then. I still need to mod up the other part of the Arizon. Inga name same as Twitch? Yep. Invite EV133Z. Boom. Alright, we'll quickly swing by the dojo for that then. On that note as well, if anyone else does want to join in the squad when it comes to doing some more of these Lich missions, you are more than welcome to do so. As long as you have the ability to carry yourself in the mission, you don't even have to have a Lich of your own. I don't mind. Alright, Eatvy, what do you want for this then? What is worth it for that 2-dot Netra for you? I've got a 2-dot lock. You need a vitality. Ah, okay. Yeah, I should absolutely have a spare vitality. Let me have a look here. Vitality. Ooh, I'm running low on them. I've only got 51. Yikes. You take good care of this then. There we are. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Let's get that straight on into here. That's not how we do it. Equipment arsenal. Upgrade. Alright then, so 1 Netra. Let's pop that at the front. And pray it actually needs to be at the front. And we'll put a Jakku in this spot then. Cool. Alright, now we've got all these bits modded on. We do need to bring back in Mag. We got. Let's see what missions can I still do for this Lich. It's still only on the one planet, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, what we got left? We've got Interception, we've got Hijack, we've got Defense. Crossfire? Oh, there's a Crossfire. Oh, hang on, hello. Invite Evo? Yeah, absolutely, there you go. Invite sent to Evo. Alright, let's take this on then. 1 Crossfire. I'd gotten a few of my bronze mods up to stacks of thousands of them at one point, but to be quite honest, I needed the endo. I could keep stacking them up forever, or I could not break into the Ireton stash, and you know, Iretons are prettier than stacks of mods, so off they went. Alright, let's do this. 1 Exterminate mission. You know what, let's use the epitaph a bit here. Bap. Can I punch through here? Helps if I actually knew where they were. Let's punch through. You melted down 600 yourself into endo? Fair do, fair do. Slice his neck open and move on. Move along. The only real downside with the damage side of Epitaph is having to actually aim it. Because it is a lot more finicky in its aim than the Foreman is, for example. Certainly more finicky than melees really are. Where's my accent from? It's a cross between British and American. Okay, I'll try not to be offended. I am definitely just British. Perhaps what you're hearing is the lack of a regional accent, because what would have been my regional accent would have been West Midlands Birmingham.
Now get to extraction.
If you're not familiar with that accent, suffice to say, no one likes it. Not even the people from Birmingham like a Birmingham accent. It's just not nice to listen to. It really isn't. And so I actively avoided picking up a Birmingham accent as I grew up. What I have is basically a very neutral English accent. Neutral in that it's non-regional.
I take your coin as easily as I take your life.
I spent a couple years living in the Brighton area, which is at the very southeast of England. Not quite the very southeast, but quite southeast of England. And most of the people from the area genuinely thought I sounded like I grew up around there instead of around the Birmingham area. So at least I've succeeded in fooling other Brits into what my accent actually is. Mag saying they're going to grab a glass of water. Cool. Alright. Well, we'll load up the next mission, and if you're ready, you're ready. If you're not, you're not. My Lich still hasn't turned up. We're going to have to do the defense mission, aren't we? Yeah. Going to have to do the defense one. I would really like to avoid having to do some of these others, because hijack, interception, ugh. Really hoping we don't have to stoop to that level. But at this rate we might do. Alex does not want to seem to say hello. I'm also running a little bit low on tea here. Might have to sort that out. Like I say, I have capture and exterminate as well if we need. Oh, we could fall back onto that. Wouldn't have my Lich spawn though, so... The main thing is I need to get my Lich to spawn so I can start hitting them and start getting them to spread onto other planets. If that doesn't happen, all I'll end up doing is unlocking these murmurs, which... Yeah, I'd rather get some stabs along the way. It'll speed it up a lot. They just can't spawn in other missions. Liches can only spawn... I believe they can only spawn on the correct tiles. So say, for example, we're doing this defense mission now. If you had a Lich that was on this particular node as well, then your Lich could spawn here. But if your Lich wasn't infesting this node, or maybe it's just this planet, then it can't spawn. Like, if we did a capture one on Saturn, absolutely 100% my Lich would just not appear. The thralls for my Lich also wouldn't appear. If he thinks it's node, not just planet, yeah. Yeah, I think it is node as well. I'm not certain on that, but I think it is node as well. It's why a lot of people do like to do murmur hunting with others, because they don't want to face their Lich. They don't want to keep stabbing them and leveling them up because they're too low level themselves. They can't handle it. So they'll get all the murmurs off someone else safely away from their Lich, and then once they know exactly which combination they're working with, then they can start going for the stabs. The minimum amount of leveling up their Lich. Once you know all three of the recommend mods you need, there's a 1 in 3 chance you get the first one right the first time, and then another 1 in 2 chance you get the second one right on that first time, for a 1 in 6 total. After that first stab, if you've not killed them, either you know the first one, in which case you're definitely going to get them on the second stab, or you didn't know the first one, in which case you got a 50-50 of getting that right the next time, and 50-50 of it being the full set right. You see how it quickly becomes a very, very clean kill with a few levels up on the Lich. That's why people do it that way. Me, I don't need to worry about the leveling of the Lich. In fact, it's kind of a good thing what the whole NPC crew with Liches being a thing. once they work on that. So having my Lich spawns is actually faster for me because it means I can test out this first Requiem before I've finished gathering all the murmurs. Never mind, I also get 20 murmurs effectively from trying to stab my Lich. The main thing is testing out that mod straight away. The other thing is you can get lucky and happen to have the right mod in the right slot partway through. So say I stab it now and it turns out it's not this first mod, Netra. Like, okay, fine, we'll put Jahu in the first slot. Lich turns up next mission, Jahu turns out to be correct. Bam. Didn't even need that murmur and we're already a lot closer to finishing. So I do definitely prefer to stab my Lich as often as possible. Alright, this should be this all completed. My Lich has not turned up. This is amazing. It's really going to drag us into those nasty missions, isn't it? Damn it. Oh well. I can't try and claim to be some kind of professional gamer and then ignore the more difficult missions, I guess. A lot more difficult, more tedious is the correct word. More tedious. So we have excavation, ew. Oh wait, there's a sabotage. Not sure how I missed those as sabotage. Alright, let's do the sabotage. That's a lot better. I'll sort friend request later. You're looking a little bit because you have to do an essay? Fair do. What's your essay on, Ginger Mulletman? Is it on the intricacies of Warframe lore? Because good luck if that's the truth. Good luck. Oh, isn't that always the way with RNG? And I'm pretty sure the whole Lich spawning is mostly RNG. Yeah, you have to build into getting them to spawn, but once you kind of built into it, it mostly comes down to just RNG baked in. Because what would it be if not an RNG mechanic in Warframe, eh? Essay to get into college even though you're not going to college. Okay. The answer is yes to that riddle. What? Hello again, Beard. Have things got sorted out for you? Or are you just popping by a moment?
Another satisfied customer.
Yo, Gold Lorenzo. Thank you very much for following. And welcome indeed to the channel. Hope you're having yourself a good day. You don't know either, you have to for a grade in English. Ah, okay, so essay writing practice for your English grade. That makes more sense. It makes sense as well that they'd give you a task which they would expect or anticipate a lot of people are going to do, rather than say, hey, write an essay on the reasons clouds should be outlawed, because no one would ever need such an essay. That's ridiculous. If someone feels like making such an essay and putting it on the Discord, go for it. Oh, hello, Lich. Goodbye, Lich. Wait, didn't go straight down. Goodbye, Lich. Ooh, Netra is the first one. Well, this is great news. Ah, but Jahu isn't the second one. Alright. You have to send it to a college. Okay, now that's not making sense anymore. Why would you have to write a letter and send it to the college? Or write an essay and send it to the college if you're not going to that college? That doesn't make sense. Hey, who am I to judge? I'm just some random citizen on the internet, eh? Yes, Evo, you dropped your bow somewhere. Not sure when, but you dropped it. Because you live in America? Well, I have heard some very interesting things about the American education system, which I will not comment too lengthily on. Suffice to say, I have heard things. Okay, your internet's got a little bit better there, Beard. Oh, that's something. That is something. What are these things over here? Wait, how do we... Ah, down here. Oh, it's the, is this the G3 that spawned or something? Or is it just random grenade attackers? I'm honestly not sure who spawned right now. They're just talking random nonsense at me, and I'm just shooting anything that looks like it needs to be shot, to be quite honest. There's a lot of school stuff which kids, when doing it, will be like, why do I need to know this, Mr. Smith? It doesn't make any sense. I'm never going to be using trigonometry in my life. Those same people then go on to either use trigonometry and go, oh, that's why I'd use it. Or they go on to decide they don't need to use trigonometry and then go and build their shelf wrong in the house and have to call in an expert to actually do it. There's supplies all over the place. You look, for example, at a lot of the videos I do, the analytical side of things that I go into. Which way is the exit? If it weren't for all the practice through school and university, I wouldn't be able to put those videos together. I wouldn't know how to. Not so much the actual video production, that was outside of schooling, but the analysis to be able to get the content for those videos. That absolutely comes down to that schooling, so yeah. But when it comes to writing an essay for a college you're not going to hand into said college, that's just weird. That's really just weird. Where's this lich all hiding? There we go. School taught you to read Shakespeare, didn't teach you how to do your taxes. In a sense, we didn't need teaching how to do our taxes in the UK, because for the vast majority of people who are going to be employed, our taxes are just handled. You know, we don't have to do our taxes are done by our employer, who hires a HR department to actually handle these things, because specialisation is key. How to do taxes comes more under as how do I pronounce that name? Suspoot? Suchipute? I don't know how to pronounce your username. I'm going to go with Sus. You're Sus now. As Sus points out, school taught him how to learn, and yeah, that is the biggest part of it. Schools will give you the basics, the fundamentals, or at least they should. You know, the reading, the writing, the critical thinking skills, which so many people lack. Gives you the ability to pick up new abilities. How am I supposed to pronounce it, Zeus? That's what I want to know. I'm going to presume you must have thought in your head a pronunciation for your name. What is that pronunciation? What? How am I supposed to put this together? Because I'm just some basic English dude. We don't really have a working framework for how words should be pronounced. In case anyone ain't noticed. Alright, let's see where my lich has spread to. Ah, there we go. It's all over the shop now. It's taken on some more missions in Europa. It's all over Jupiter. It's all over Ceres. Let's go Ceres. Oh, it's not actually all over Ceres. It's got 2 bits of Ceres, but it's got to capture 1. It's actually just... I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce asterisks. That, again, whoosh, goes beyond me. Alright. You know what? You're just called Suck. It replaces an O. Right. Okay, okay. You can, you know, you can say that word. It is fine. You can put that onto Twitch. It's fine. Automod might start to get a little bit confused, and then either myself or Beard will jump in and be like, yo, Twitch, calm down. I mean, you're right, Twitch do be acting weird. Does the day end in a Y? Twitch be acting weird. You're very right, Dude. It is just a gardening tool. Just call a spade, or a hoe, you know? Really, it's just a flat bit of metal with a handle on it, right? Nothing special about that. I mean, if you go out into the field, you want to, you know, making sure you've got to have some good crops. You've really got to be good at spreading your seeds. Then yeah, you're going to have to be good at hoeing, you know? And of course, if you're dealing with some weeds whilst you're hoeing, then if you're doing it right, you'll probably be raking it in, you know, getting rid of all those weeds and leaves around the place. I'd really expect someone who's doing quite a bit of hoeing to also be raking it in whilst they're spreading their seed. Absolutely. Imagine not getting a diamond hoe in Minecraft. Oh, come on, Evo. Evo, get with the times. Imagine not having a netherite hoe in Minecraft. Yeah. Netherite hoe. Unbreaking fully up. Efficiency fully up. And you bet your biscuit, we're also going to have fortune on that hoe. Do we need it? Hell no. Are we going to have it? Hell yeah. Mending? Nah. You don't put mending onto a netherite hoe, though, because you gotta flex. You are so rich in your netherite, you don't even need to mend your netherite. Don't forget silk touch. Oh, no. We don't want silk touch on a hoe. Come on now. That sounds almost useful. Let's not be doing that now.
All who pass through my sector must pay the tax.
Netherite's expensive? Of course it's expensive. That's why you do it. If you're flexing with a diamond hoe these days, it's just not going to cut it. You can't walk up to your Minecraft girlfriend and be like, hey, look, I've got a diamond hoe. They're going to log off. They're going to go join Mr. Beast server or something like that. Next thing you know, they're just going to be Googling the likes of Dream or Wilbur Sutton. Well, now where are you? Alright, that's enough Minecraft for one day. That's enough Minecraft for one day. Let's see, we have got Netra and Kra. Okay, I didn't have Kra on here, I didn't even update this, whoops. Let's put Kra onto here, shall we? There we go. Netra, Kra, maybe on that slot, maybe this slot. We'll find out. We'll find out. Still, they have added uses to the hose in Minecraft. I know I'm coming back to Minecraft, you guys are doing it. They have added uses to hose, which is nice. Yeah, the whole picking up the hay bales nice and quickly, the fact that you can use it when it comes to gathering up of leaves, that's good. I can't think of too many other uses because it is still a hoe after all. Not counting, of course, the tilling of soil, that's always been there. But they are adding uses to it, it's alright. And to be honest, that's how you should add uses to things, you know? They saw, here's a hoe, it doesn't really do much. How can we expand its usefulness? By giving it new things to do, as opposed to, hey, here's impact, it doesn't really do much. How can we expand impact's usefulness? Let's just make impact slash. Yeah, no. That wasn't a good choice. Not in my opinion, no. What's the use of the axe's right click? So with that you can strip barked logs. It just makes the wood ugly? I mean, in your opinion it makes it ugly. It gives you a whole different colour palette to work with. You should watch the videos of Grian, for example. Grian is a very, very good builder. I think he did a video on gradients in Minecraft. How to do gradients and how that will really make your builds look a lot better. He works with strip logs, for example, as part of that, and it does a damn good job. Another one to follow for that kind of stuff, you are looking at Good Times with Scar or BOO. Both of those also very, very good builders. And again, they know how to use strip logs for good decorations. A big part of making your builds look nice is forgetting what the material actually is. It could say stripped wood, whatever it likes. It could be terracotta technically. You're building what you're building. And for that, you need a colour palette. Mumbo? No, Mumbo is a redstone engineer who has the building skills of... well, actually comparable to myself, which is pretty damning, you know. I'm not exactly known for my fashion sense, and that carries over into Minecraft as well. I won't go so far as dirt huts everywhere and cobblestone cubes. Well, it's not all the time. But yeah, I'd say that my decorative prowess is definitely on Mumbo's level, which is... it goes to show he is more of a redstoner. Definitely much more of a redstoner. Stab one of them? And for those of you who are here just for the Warframe content and not to talk about Minecraft, I'm sorry, that's what happens on a live stream. We'll cover multiple topics. We were just moments ago talking about writing an essay to a college you don't know even visit. It's never going to make sense. What does make sense is, thank you very much for following there, Seuss. Welcome indeed to the channel. Is he redstoned? No, he is just chuffed to bits. And anyone who's watched Mumbo Jumbo knows exactly what I'm getting at there. Oh, how does that phrase go from... oh, what's it called? Yeah, from Avengers Age of Ultron. As senses go, Hawkeye's speaking to Scarlet Witch. She's like, look, the city is flying. There's an army of robots we're fighting, and I have a bow and arrow. None of it makes sense. Warframe is kind of like that when you think about it. And you go to the Jupiter tile sets, the city is literally flying, there's robots everywhere, and you could be walking through with a bow and arrow that fires rockets. None of it makes sense. Absolutely none of it. You know what, I want to do exactly that now. Come on, Hawkeye, let's do it. We're doing Hawkeye. What would say be a Hawkeye frame? What would be the Hawkeye Warframe? Force the arrow split magically for multi-shot? Oh yeah. I mean, I'm leaning towards Ivara for the whole controlling the arrows with Navigator, but at the same time, she doesn't have his vibe, does she? Or is that just down to my colour scheme? You know what, that's actually... Let's try making her more Hawkeye. Let's just start with some solid black undercoat. Oh, that's a tone thing. Let's put that as a kind of a darker maroon. Not maroon, darker burgundy, that's it. Or the burgundy colour. Go with black there. Do we want the gold trim? Nope. Accent, we're going to make that a bright red. This is probably not very Hawkeye, but I'm going for it anyway. Ash? I mean, Ash is more of a fit, you're right. But I'm going for Ivara now, so we're colouring her up. Let's give her... We'll go for the orange tone instead there. And on the second bit of it, that one we can feed into red. Just to darken up a bit on the edge there. I wish we could do more with the actual skirt itself. I don't think we can, no. That's annoying. And then energy colour, let's go for just a mid-grey. Why not? I wish we could do a lot more with the skirts than we can there, but that's just going to have to sit, isn't it? We're just going to make her extremely edgy. Then we're going to get the Kuba Brammer. And let's take you to here. Copy Warframe colours. Bam, there we go. Alright. Now let's grab this Ivara build and sort it out. What we got here? This is the Infiltrate build. Don't want to mess with that one. Let's mess with this one. Let's mess with this one. Let's take off you. I'm prime sure-footed because I'm using the Brammer. And let's see. Do I really need the Umbral set to be this hyped up with the strength on there? No. Oh, not that one. I'm taking out the Intensify. Rolling Guard. Get us some defense there. Adaptation. We're just going full tank. Don't need it. Doing it anyway. Full tank Ivara. Why not? It's a stupid idea. That's why I'm doing it. Not hijack. Definitely not hijack. Of course, we're going to Jupiter. Bam. There we go. Bow squad? I mean, if you wanna, you don't have to. Like you? Alrighty. Hello, Hound. Or Dog, I should say. How you doing today? We are currently in the process of murdering another Lich, as voted for by chat earlier. Oh, you've been using it since the start of Evo? Oh, well, fair enough. There we are.
You are here to find
Like I said, the city is flying.
to the extraction.
Yeah, city's flying.
Happy hunting.
There's an army of robots we gotta fight, and I'm using a bow and arrow. Literally none of this makes sense. Also, I'm using a health and armor build on Ivara. Really none of this makes sense. Hello! Do you want to explode? Cool. Also, I realised I don't have my carrier with me, so I could be running into ammo issues here. Whoops. Yeah, I should always use carrier with my Brahma, because I like to just fire off the arrows like there's no tomorrow.
The capture target has vital information that we will need to extract.
Just got it.
Their subject brought back alive.
Leave that guy. Oh no! Horrible fire! Rolling guard. This is saying, I get they wanted to go with poisonous animal theme. It looks impractical to walk through a forest with this skirt and veil. Yeah, it's the jellyfish thing. Oh. Herman. Herman, what you been doing? Get up. Thank you. Alright then, where was I? Yeah, the whole jellyfish theme. I do like the idea of the jellyfish theme. It's just the very fact that I can't get rid of that skirt colour. That translucent white jelly to it. I don't want that there. Basically, I don't want to be running around with this edgy setup in a skirt. There's nothing wrong with having a skirt. There's everything wrong with being forced to wear a skirt.
Mission complete.
That'd be the problem. Also, did a whole bunch of enemies just vanish from down here? I swear there were a bunch of enemies on my radar and they just vanished.
Leave nothing alive.
That was not the ability I wanted. That's the one. New. Where's my enemy? Ah, bollocks. Hello, Kajuju. How you doing today? Ah, I just fell to my death. Should be able to land on this. There we go. And then land on this. Made it. No, someone opened the door. Yeah, there we go. Ow. I absolutely did not need to do that. It was probably not very effective. I did it. Taking a lot of damage here. Let's roll and guard out of that. Ooh, we have a lich. Nuke the lich. Oh, they're going down. They're going down, guys. Don't know whose lich it is. Are they killing it? I think I've just lost track of it altogether. Oh, here it is. I think this is the randoms. He's got a success. It's the end of this lich. Let's witness to death a bit. I'll stay out of his photo if he wants one. Bet they're happy to be end of that. GG to him. No more lich of that guy. Don't know who they are. Just some random. But you always give a GG anyway.
Enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Still, I have to face my lich more than once, so Only met him once so far, so you know, got some work to do. That's shiny. That is a shiny. Thank you. But yeah, I think I'm going to be switching back off of our. Yeah, we've had the bits, the whole none of this makes sense deal, but let's switch back to normal. Hello, Omega. I'm doing well, thank you. And yourself? Currently in the process of murdering another lich. And I am dangerously short on tea as well. Oh, didn't mean to click that. Alright then, let's switch back off of this onto a more reliable loadout, shall we? All faithful. You're just doing the former to an Aris Prime? There-de-doo-dee. I hope that goes smoothly for you. Alright, let's have a look. What we got next on the list here? The Jupiter's got Sabotage? Yeah, let's do Sabotage. Sod it, why not? Go straight in. How many form have you gone for on Inara State Omega? On for 2, 4? Remember, we have fought the Lich twice. I didn't change my mods over when I found out it was not Jahu, didn't I? Bollocks. Alright, I'm gonna have to sort that out. Gonna have to sort that. I'll remember after this mission, maybe. You've used 3 Umbral Formers on him. Good God. I mean, I understand you can get a lot of power out of that set with Inaris, but it's Inaris. Ugh. I mean, 3's thrown. Ugh. Oh, 1 Umbral. Okay. Okay, I was going to say. I mean, even one Umbral's okay. You know, there's plenty of Umbrals around these days. There's plenty of them. I'm going the wrong way. Let's just kill these guys first. Tricky. Okay, now we can go. Ineffective, they say. Is that a threat? They're going to come deal with me? I'm right here. Oh, they do. Alright. Well, that's what I get for not changing over my powers on mods. I told them they were safe to attack me, didn't I? Ah! Nope. Oh, there goes a life. Let's just get out of the way of that.
Another satisfied customer.
Yo! Tire Chief, thank you very much for the follow. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Time to fail to do enough to this Lich. Because I didn't change that. Oh wait, no, I did change him. 2 correct. Could this be a fast kill? Ah, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Oh, hello. We're that bit closer though. We know those 2 Requiem mods are correct. I didn't need to make a change after all. This is very good news. Isn't there at least, I swear, that's the second time I've had it where I've shot one there and then they've slid forwards a bit as they've gone down. It's like, hang on. That's illegal. I knocked you down. Oh, I suppose I can open the door. There you go. Alright, let's go destroy some of this equipment. And thralls everywhere, this is great. All of the murmurs. Ooh, don't bother jump that far. That's that side done. Evo's done the other side. Perfect. Makes 3 Umbral mods, Prime Sure-Footed, Prime Vigor. That's a lot of hit points you're going for. Are you going maximize hit points?
Another satisfied customer.
Evie, thank you very much for following. Glad you've been enjoying the channel. I'm saying they're going to go read Little One a book. Alright, well, you have yourself a good evening then. And a good night to your little one, of course. I mean, Omega, if you've gone that far into the hit points, going full Umbral set, and you've gone for, you've gone full Umbral set, you've gone Adaptation, you've gone Prime Vigor, you've gone Prime Sure-Footed, you might as well then throw in, what's it, the Carnis and... I'm forgetting the names. Yeah, Carnis and Saxum mods. Get yourself an extra bit of health and armor from those two as well. I think you might be out of mod slots at that point, but you know, that'll do you. Obviously, it would be ridiculous to go that far, but you know, you are already forming up in RS for all of the hit points. You might as well go for all of the hit points. Oh, a full 100 Kuva stolen. How dare you? We're very close to killing this Lich at this point. Already got 2 of the Requiem mods, not just figured out which ones, but into their correct locations. As soon as we get that final Murmur, that's an instant death for the Lich. Let's see, I do need to update the Parazon, because one part of it was incorrect. This one here, it's not fast. So we got Netra, Kra, let's use Jakku, why not? Go. Alrighty, we got Survival, Rescue, Mobile Defense, or Exterminate. I like Exterminate, let's do that one. Very itchy nose, it's very dry here at the moment. That's a way to fix dry.
There is a large etching of Grenier Marine stationed here. Leave no one standing. My intel suggests there are...
And let's get cracking. Immediate takedown of a thrall, of course. If my Lich shows his face now, there is a good chance he's just dead. She's just dead. I think there's 8 Requiem mods in total. I've got 2 of them in use on the first 2 slots, and they are correct. We've ruled out a 3rd one. There's a 1 in 5 chance my Lich is dead the next time I see them. Already. No extra murmurs needed, 1 in 5 chance they just keel over and die. That's pretty good. And for this stage of the game, we've been at this, what, about an hour and 15 minutes? It's counting out the actual start of the stream and the sortie, hour and 15. Hello, Noisy. You know, they had condition overload for secondaries? I don't know about condition overload. It's certainly an option. Go down that route. What I would more like to see, rather than individual mods, is a clearer design philosophy of weapon types. Because we've got, you know, the meta has established itself around things like your crit builds, your status builds, your hybrid builds. We've got your various bits like your various damage types. I would like to see a more clear indication as to the actual design types they're going for. Because for all the modding in the world, Yeah, there's not a lot you can really do with an individual weapon to fight against its stats. If something has got a 5% crit chance, you're not making it into a crit weapon unless it has an obscenely good crit multiplier, and then of course you're using an additive crit bonus, but that's different. Likewise, if something has a 2% status chance, it's not going to be a status weapon. You could put on all the 60/60 mods you like, it's not going to be a status weapon. Not unless you have an obscene fire rate onto it, and at that point, I mean, you're probably just breaking even then. Overall, various weapons do have their leanings of status focus, crit focus, pure damage focus, or some mix of the above. I'd like to see a little bit more concrete design philosophy around the weapons, and then we can look more at a more focused approach to setting up modding for those different types of weapons. Not just put stats together and call it a day, and certainly not throw out a couple mods and say, yeah, figure it out. I wonder, honestly, where DE feels weapons like the Fulmin sit. The Fulmin is not strong when it comes to being a status weapon, but even then, at 16% status and 9.33 fire rate on the automatic, bear in mind I've got no fire rate buffs whatsoever here, you multiply that together, you're looking at around about 1.5 status per second, which is not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible for a status support. You bump up the fire rate some more, you move away from the crits over to more status chance. Granted, I've already got a 60/60, but more overall, and you can bring that up much higher very quickly. On the other side of things up here, 25.6% status at 2.17 fire rate, 50% chance for status per second, roughly speaking. Obviously that's not quite right, but it's about 1 every other second. That's per target. Obviously you've got a whole bunch of targets if you line up with the punch through, and then it has built-in impact. The Fulmin covers status, and that is its weakest category. The damage, I mean, every one of y'all see, it doesn't exactly hold back on the damage, but it's still a lot weaker than basically any meta melee weapon. Oh, I need to change over my powers on. Yep. I do wonder how DE feel about... Oh wait, no, I've already done it. I do wonder how DE feel about stuff like the Fulmin, where that sits compared to where they want weapons to sit. Yeah, I'm done, Evo. Go ahead. Just think, for example, if they want to buff up guns, if they just throw in a mod, something like the Fulmin is going to just benefit from that mod more likely than not, and become even stronger, whilst leaving your other primary and secondary weapons behind. If they want to balance the field a bit, that's assuming they want to, but I would imagine that would be a nice thing to do. If they want to balance the field a bit, are we bringing the Fulmin up a little bit, and others a lot? Are we bringing things up just to the level of Fulmin? Would the Fulmin perhaps get a nerf, but a side grade nerf? Not a loss to its power, but a loss to its versatility. Things like that. Yo, 13th Hero! We are currently smashing through killing my Lich, and doing a damn good job of it. We already know 2 of the Requiems in just over an hour. It's looking pretty damn good. Actually, it's about 1.5 hours, but still pretty good. And Juanjo DZ. I'm just going to go with Juanjo for you. Has grabbed a ribbon raffle ticket. I'll update the ticket for that at the end of this mission. Fingers crossed for you, you get those 2 ribbons today. We are doing a double for today's stream. Why a double? I felt like it. That's why. I mean, that there is a prime example of what I mean about the Fulmin's power. I roughly aim in that direction, take out, what was that, 3 enemies at once with a single shot. So long as I am reasonably well aimed, not perfectly, just reasonably, it can take out a corridor. That's certainly a lot of power, but then what does the Fulmin lose for that power? That's the kind of thing I want to see with their design philosophy going forwards. What are they going for? Buff bows as Evo? Yes. The non-explosive bows, so not the lens, not the Brammer. I know, the lens isn't exactly as powerful as it used to be comparatively, but still not the lens. The standard fire bows could definitely do with some more. They could really do with some love. I'm not quite sure which way they could do with that or go with that. There's various ways they could go about it. Everything from direct upgrades to side grade powers. You look at, for example, the Mutalis Cernos, which was it Mutalis? No, Proboscis Cernos. Sorry, Proboscis Cernos, which has that Cora light effect. They could look at implementing similar secondary abilities to the bows, or they could make them have non-combat utilities. For example, maybe with the Paris Prime, it has a stealth looting effect. If you get a stealth kill, you increase the loot drops by 20% multiplied by your stealth modifier. If you kill enemies with a 500% stealth modifier, then you get double loot. That's something they could add to the Paris Prime. It still wouldn't be a meta weapon in terms of damage, but in terms of looting, it would be literally twice as good as it was before in a stealth mission. 13th Series saying, I feel like they don't seem too concerned about the balance of guns, just balance generally guns versus melee. Maybe. We'll again just have to see what they come up with. Nothing's actually been officially put out yet and released, so we'll just have to find out. But yeah, weapons that lack any kind of AoE do struggle, and punch through is not the answer. I know that some people do love the idea and use of punch through, but the reason why punch through works on something like the Foreman is because it's a punch through in a cone. It's a narrow cone, but it's a cone. It's a cylinder, perhaps. Whereas, say, you put punch through onto a bow, well, actually, bows already have punch through. They're still not meta. Another way they could go about bows is give a bow specific one, a non-explosive bow specific mod, where if you get a killing blow with the arrow, it automatically, like a glaive, redirects to a nearby target. That would be a way to buff up the damage. You get a nice high crit headshot at an enemy, you're going to be chaining a few times over. That would really reward accuracy. Because all of that damage suddenly boosting out of it with chain. Anything like that I could look into implementing. That again comes down to how they want to design their weapons. What do they want weaponry to look like? Without looking at something like that, number tweaking, I think it's 13th Era is just saying, number tweaking isn't enough for single shot bows and weapons, yeah. Pure numbers, pure damage stat, crit stat, status stat mods aren't really going to make the difference. They make things samey if you balance it that way. What's the difference between, like, 50% of melee weapons? The stances. Which is basically, the difference is the animation you use as you go through the mission. Wow, isn't that an amazing bit of content? Animation changes. You still press E until you win. That's not how you do variation, in my opinion. The stances could and should be varied, but in the main, the actual weapon profile doesn't change. Hello, Anya. How are you doing today? We're at risk of the same happening when it comes to guns. They don't think about that weapon profile and just throw in some mods to be the fix. And they can do interesting and diverse weaponry. D absolutely can. I mean, we have got interesting and diverse weapons. We've got an explosive rocket launcher for a bow. We've got the energy weapon, which I'm holding right now, with complete punch through in a cone, which can also switch over to a long-range automatic assault rifle. We have got a condition overload built-in shotgun, which fires off a glaive, spreading status everywhere. There's loads of good stuff they've done. Look at the epitaph, for example, as well. But we don't want to lose that picture in trying to balance things, and that's what I'm concerned about. With a lot of things people call for balancing, seems to try to ignore that picture and just focus on give us the crits, give us the damage, give us the melee power. game should have more to it than that. Certainly for a looter shooter. Anyway, we are a little bit closer to killing this Lich. We've got 2 of the Requiems down. And you know, especially now, Anya. I need to update the Riven Raffle as well for Juanjo. Is it Juanjo or Wanjo? Wanjo. I don't know. I'm going to go with Juanjo still. So, Juanjo has himself 1 ticket. And for those of you who are new to the stream, we'll be doing the Riven Raffle draw at the end of the stream. So that is in just a little bit over an hour's time from now. Just JD? JD it is then for you. Alright, let's stick with this. I don't need to make any changes. Don't think I need... I can't remember. Did I upgrade this or change it? Yeah, I'm fine. Stances says 13 fear. I just focus on making combos necessary to do damage. Maybe? Give the combos... I mean, the combos themselves, they have their places already. You've got the different combos have different ways of working. It's just melee is so damn strong, it really doesn't matter which combo you use. Really don't matter. Like, take for example, look at Cronin. Have I got Cronin Crypt? No, I've not. I've got Glaive. Let me bring Cronin. I'll show you what I mean with Cronin. You'll see very shortly exactly what I mean when it comes to the stances don't matter, but not because of the stances. You have to press a sequence of buttons instead of spamming E. I mean, the stances do have a sequence of buttons to them. It's just that the reason for those sequences isn't there. Again, I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I mean in a moment. And as we load into this mission, Shinzo has also redeemed a Riven Raffle ticket. Let's grab that there for you. Shin... Ooh, how do I spell that? Shinzo. There we are. This is still manually updated on the ticket. I'm probably never going to update this. I'm just going to keep on doing it. JD saying, I'm from Argentina, so my name sounds a little awkward in English. Ah, fair do. And we are covering the entire globe tonight, aren't we? We've got... we've had people from Italy, we've got people from Portugal, we've got people from Argentina, and obviously we've got people from England. Absolutely everywhere. What other countries we got representing at the moment? I know I've not named all of them right now. Alright, as these enemies come in, let me show you what I mean with the Cronin. So, here is your normal melee combo. So this is what happens if you just press E, nothing else. You see, the first bit there, you've got that. He throws it around in front of him. That's covering a nice area in front of him. Pissed off, I'm teaching. Alright? Now, I'm going to summon in this guy. Go deal with them, thank you. Now, that attack in itself mostly gets ignored in favour of walking forwards and just hitting the area around you. Because the Cronin is just so damn strong when it hits the area around him, you don't need to worry about anything else. You just kind of walk through them. But then you've got yet another way you can do it. If you hold down block, that's aim when you're holding onto a melee weapon potentially. Sorry, onto a gun. But if you hold down what's normally aim, it's block. You've got the blocking attack on its own. Just has these 2 moves to it basically. And it's meant to be a more defensive attack. Heavier. It's slow, but the main thing is people aren't normally doing that. And then lastly, blocking moving attack. You see how he throws them forwards for the first attack of that? It's got the potential utility of hitting a further range. But then if you don't block an attack, you're just kind of moving into that range anyway. And following on the other attacks of it, you then just get this kind of all over the place attack. And you could be using all of these. There are some weapons where I will intentionally use different parts of the combo, just because I've gotten used to the slightest differences in the movements. But for most people, they can get away just fine. WE. It's the exact same issue that was seen in Team Fortress 2 with the pyro. People were talking about WM1. W for moving forwards, M1, mouse 1 for fire. Yeah, imagine it's something like, if I switch over to the Foreman, this is pyros in TF2. Just fire. They don't normally run out of ammo that quickly though. When I say that melees need a nerf, this is what I'm talking about. This is the Cronin cleaving through those enemies at level 60. I've got combo mods equipped and I have no combo. If I get this up to 12 times combo, nothing will live. I will struggle to get to 12 times combo though in the next 2 minutes because the enemies just die. Cronin is just that good. So we've got, Isla saying one person from Switzerland, we've got 13th Hero, Small Island Cyprus, I know we had someone from Sicily earlier, we've got Winter Turnip, sorry, not Turnip, Turn Up, Winter Turn Up from Canada. Really are global, love it. Alright, let's get some combo, let's build this up. Rolling guard out that fire, because that's going to hurt otherwise. That's the other reason I'm not going to build combo. I'm not on Naramon, I'm on Xenoric, so I just lost my 3 times combo. Never mind. We'll do that next run. Whatever mission's next, I'll do it next run. Yeah, 13th Hero, bang on the money there. Level 9,999 enemies being soloed. I get it, people love endurance runs. But in a game like this, with such damage scaling, such health scaling in the enemies as well, if you're able to single-handedly take on level cap enemies, then what interest really is there in the rest of the level set? Oh, I'm gonna die. Wasn't paying attention to my health there. That was a downside. This isn't a tanky Wukong. This is a I'm gonna go through the mission quick Wukong. Whoops. And this is a problem that DE is dealing with. You've got the likes of Cora, you've got the likes of Octavia. Their abilities just absolutely smash at every single level. You've got weapons like most of your melees, most of your top-end melees anyway, which just absolutely cruise through stuff. Again, I don't have combo at the moment, and I don't have to worry. Between Wukong and myself, we're just leaving through. It's not an easy thing to fix. I do not envy DE's situation, but at the same time, I'll be quite honest with you, any game designer would have seen it coming. These equations aren't something you can't do in a few days sit down mathematics. That's part of design. So it's a tough one to fix. And the first part of it, as I've said about 20 times now, comes down to how do they want the design to look? What do they want the end result to feel like? As I mentioned over on the Discord, someone's brought up the topic again of removing Serration. And something like Serration is going nowhere because this is a looter shooter. Part of a looter shooter is you need to have a reason to loot. That reason to loot for this lovely golden thing here called Endo is to upgrade your mods. You upgrade your mods, you get more power. That power says, congratulations, you are now allowed to take on a higher level mission. By upgrading your mods for things like Serration, for things like Hornet Strike, adding in your basic multi-shot mods, your basic crit mods, that's what allows you to actually finish the star chart. And then you grow from there. Serration is going nowhere. But the overall design, I'm curious if they really try to tackle that. Because you look at builds like this, going absolutely ham on every different statistic I can get my hands on. This doesn't even touch things like magazine, like reload speed. I've not touched onto fire rate for this build whatsoever. Theoretically, you could take this even further if you have more mod slots. But these ones become the king because they're what we're allowed to work with. Whereas Melee doesn't have to worry about some of those things. I have, from the viewer side, the sorry, not viewer, user side experience in watching a company try and tackle a complete revamp of the tiering system of weapons, of modding, all that kind of stuff with EVE Online. Don't know how familiar or anyone in chat's going to be with EVE Online. Most of you probably not that familiar, and certainly not with EVE Online half a decade ago. Is it actually? Shit, it's probably more than that now. Nearly a decade ago, with looking actually. Between half and a whole decade of history we're looking at with EVE now, by God. But my point is, what happened there, they went through what was known as tiericide. They had tiers in their frigates, they had tiers in every single type of ship, they had tiers in their modules, which meant if you weren't using the top tier module, at least of the reasonably accessible ones, you were doing it wrong. A good half of, more than half, of what they had was trash. Stuff just to be recycled. Because it was worse than what you could otherwise easily access. Hello Terry, how you doing? They spent ages on working this out, and they're probably still working out bits of it actually now, to this day. One of the biggest parts was figuring out, okay, we've got all of these ships, these frigates, these destroyers, we've got these cruisers, we've got these battle cruisers, we've got these battleships, all of these different ships, where in every single group of them, 1 or 2 is the right answer and the rest are useless. And in some of the groups, all of them are the wrong answer. And they had to fix all of them. And they did. They gave every single one of them a role. They went through and designed, okay, what do we want them to actually do? And then built around that philosophy, and that is how you have to make it. Thoughts on 2 extra mod slots for primary and secondary? With what capacity? My foreman uses 8 former. With what capacity? I just tried heavy attack with my Glaive Prime. You'll notice I am not in fact equipped with the Glaive Prime. Whoops. Final murmur. Alright. After this mission, the next time my LICH shows up, they are literally dead. Nothing they can do about it now. We are one singular step away from killing this LICH now. And I think we're doing pretty good for time on that. Welcome back, Bias. If anyone is an aspirate game designer and wants to learn a lot in a short time frame about the mistakes and difficulties a large game has had in balancing a multiplayer game, certainly a competitive one, competitive in the sense of PvP, a versus game, do look at the history of EVE Online and how they've done things. Seriously, you will learn a lot, both positive and negative, and come off a lot better for it in understanding just what goes into that balancing. Especially learning about the group called Goon Swarm, who had a bit of a motto of break it till they fix it. Not the nicest group, but they did highlight issues enough that they got fixed. Sometimes. Damage type's the answer to 13 Firo? Oh, good luck on that. We had a damage type overhaul after I started making YouTube videos. I did I did a video on the update as it came out, and then obviously I've done the damage type guide more recently than that. I don't know, I'd say we're due a damage type overhaul, but certainly it could be looked at. It could be looked at, couldn't it? Bonus capacity on Exodus slots? Ah, no. No, I don't think that's the way to go about it. Just shoehorning in a fix, like, here, have more mod slots, here, have more capacity. It's not the way, right way. Any kind of fix you can come up with for any primary or secondary weapon issue, if you can come up with any single fix that is itself a complete answer and fits into what you can get into Twitch chat, I can guarantee you that answer is not the correct one. I don't know who this person is and what mission they're trying to do, so I'm going to leave squad. But yeah, if you can fit it into a Twitch chat message, that ain't the answer. It may be part of an answer, it may be a suggestion towards an answer, maybe getting along the way to an answer, but it's not the answer. Anyway, let's get rid of Cronin. We've made our point with that. Let's switch back to Glaive because Glaive is ludicrously OP, and I'm happy to have OP stuff right now. Let's upgrade the Parazon, and we now need to put on Voom. I wouldn't have killed the Lich if I stabbed him this time, but now they will die. Yeah, idea clouding is absolutely fine. Just be very, very aware that this is not a simple thing to fix. Not even close to being a simple fix. Hell, a large part of it comes down to the fact that when you ask the community for one single answer about what they think it should look like, you'll get 10 completely different answers about how the whole game should look. There are people who think that Endo shouldn't be part of the whole mod upgrading process. There are people who think that Serration should be removed, whilst others think that Endo and Serration are absolutely key to the part of the game. There are some people who think we should go back to being a fully cover shooter where you go, hide behind the rock, take a shot, hide behind the rock, take a shot. And that's not going to work. So yeah, as Evo says, only DE can fix it because they have all the data, which is absolutely correct. But not just that on the data side of things, and I really wish DE was a little bit more open about the stuff they try to be open about, half-heartedly. At times, it's weird. But it's not just on the data side of things, it is the design. What do they want to make? Not what do we want to see, what do they intend to make, so we can help give our part on how we'd like to see that design happen. It's a tough one to solve. Warframe's a great game, but the further you go into it, the more you discover the flaws in the design. Not failures, just flaws. I mean, look, we're talking about the whole primary weapon, secondary weapons need to be buffed, melee is terribly overpowered, yada yada. What have I been using for most of this session? And indeed have been using for basically every single live stream ever? A primary weapon. Because with the mods that we have got already and just how powerful some weapons are, you can, for the vast majority of content, just use a primary weapon. Steel Path doing that without some kind of support, you're going to struggle. You're definitely going to struggle. Certainly for an endurance run. But you don't need to do endurance runs. So that in itself is another difficult part. You've got these melee weapons which are so powerful they can just do any content with ease. I didn't even mean to use the weakest attack on him and it still killed him. But primary and secondary weapons can absolutely get stuff done. I'm going to switch to the Epitaph for a bit. Why not? Dead. Dead. Would have been dead if I hit. Dead. Let's fire some shots, see where people are. There's one. Can I hit him through the ground? Ah, not this time. The rock here is too thick. Has anyone seen any explicit communication from DE on the intended design philosophy when it comes to the so-called revamp for weapons? Until I see that, we know nothing. Oh, that's a bit of a paragraph, Terry. Let me have a look here. In the end, people still play the game to have fun. Yeah. People never be satisfied. Some people. I'm satisfied. I would like it to be better, but I didn't put in 1,000 hours into this game because I didn't like it. I do like this game. I would like it to be better. I can see where it can be better. I'm satisfied. I'm also not everyone. So it said he dislikes different features of the game. To him, it's more about the gameplay, not the theory crafting. Some will always be the king, but it's about making things fun for yourself. I will challenge that. Absolutely, I will challenge that. Because it's all well and good to look at something and say, well, you can just make it fun, you've got to make your own fun. That's absolutely fine to an extent. We could hand you a game where 95% of the options were actually bad. Not 95% of the melee weapons are good, like we have now, and they can do the job. What if 95% of every single thing in your arsenal was just not fit for purpose? Unusable. You try to do it, you will fail. That wouldn't be suitable, would it? What we have is so much power added on that everything can kind of get its job done. Certainly in the star chart, bits and pieces here and there. But to pull off the kind of longer term farms and grinds and make it a little bit less intensive on yourself, people will naturally gravitate towards the more powerful options, and those more powerful options are ludicrously powerful. That's not a mindset issue, that is definitely a balance issue. Oh, Evo went straight down. I just realised, we're about to kill the Lich. All theory crafting aside, let's first of all use up one of our bonus lives. Whoops. 2 stages down. We're nearly there, folks. We are nearly there. Let me just revive my Kabat real quickly. Can I do it in time? Can I do it in time? Can I do it in time? There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Queen with the really weird hairdo is out. And of course, Evo wants to be in the picture. Hello, Evo. Let's vanquish this one. It is done. Goodbye, ugly. Yeah, you're in jail now. And dead. In jail and dead. Good combination. Completely dealt with. Alright, let's get to extraction. Mission successful. We're done here. Ta-da! Let's see, how long did that take? I started on this... Yeah, I think that took about 1 hour 50 minutes, all told. That was with taking some breaks, obviously, to just have a good old natter look at builds and whatnot. Probably a little bit over 1.5 hours to kill a Lich. I think that's good going. I would say that's good going. Got ourselves the Kuva Shaka, which I need, obviously, for mastery rank. Very, very nice. Job's done. Alrighty then. I'm going to leave that one in the foundry for now, to remind myself I need to bring it out and level it up at some point. No, you're absolutely right, Terry. It is a non-competitive game. Part of enjoying that is realising you can just, sit back and play things suboptimally. But at the same time, to just say to the side of the player base who do enjoy the theory crafting, their mindset is wrong. That's a good way to get people to jump game. If the developers come out with that kind of approach, people will jump game. You shouldn't have to put things down to a worse level to be able to have fun. Granted, I will use less than optimal stuff. I'm not forming all my frames out the wazoo. In fact, I formed very few of them. Look at this. We go by form account. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 Warframes in total I have formed. 8. And most of those are just one former. But every other single Warframe I have, all of them, even Wukong, the one I've been using for basically the entirety of this stream, no former. So we absolutely don't need to optimize to be able to enjoy our kit. No issue on that side. But there is still a very serious disparity, which makes it where stepping away from the theory-crafted good stuff is the issue. You didn't say the mindset is wrong, it's more of having the balance between maxing and having fun with non-meta stuff. I mean, you did say it was more of a mindset issue. You did explicitly say it was more of a mindset issue. And if it's an issue with a mindset, it's saying that the mindset needs to change, right? You did kind of say that. Anyway, Shenzhou has redeemed another Riven raffle ticket. Let's pop that onto here for you. There we go. You're on 2. Not 23, you're on 2. I nearly gave you 23. There we go. Now, given that that Lich is dead, I don't intend to start a new Lich right now and jump onto that, because we definitely don't have time to do a whole extra Lich. So, what I'm going to do is switch on over to some Void Storms. Let's crack open some relics up in space. We've done a lot of ground missions, so we're going to do some spacier ones now. If you would like to join in on that, let me know. What's your username? Let's go into space and make some prime stuff happen. And Evo, if you don't want to be in on that, now is the time to drop squad. Let's see, what fishes have we got available? We have got... Oh, Evo's gone. That's fair enough. So we have got then Lith 1, Lith, Meso, or Axie. So there's no Neo, but we have got Lith, Meso, and Axie for the Grineer. So, let's see. I think... Yeah, let's go with the Mesos. I think I should have enough decent relics kicking around. Never mind, I don't have a single Radiant. Let's not do that then. Bollocks. Let's do the... Yeah, we'll do that one. The R9 Cloud. I do have Radiant here, and that's just what we need. Let's get cracking on this straight away. You see, I'm not much of a fashion frame enthusiast. I am not a very fashion frame enthusiast out of game either. My fashion is exceedingly limited, and I'm on someone else's railjack. I honestly didn't anticipate this. Crewman Johnson. Okay then. I will take the big gun. But yeah, I know precious little when it comes to fashion. Precious little. Alright, seeing a complete lack of cruise ships being aimed at, that's fine. Oh, no, there's a cruise ship. Line it up and take it out. Flat. Oh, okay. That didn't do the full damage. Trying to remember now. The bonus damage on artillery, that's on my plexus, so that should be here. So why didn't that one-shot it? Pretty sure I hit the cell, but it didn't one-shot it. That is curious. Hey, Bug frame at it once more. It might not be a bug. I might be forgetting an important detail. Won't be the first time. Alright, we're lined up. Let's see if I can nail this first time. Don't turn the ship. Turn the ship? Okay, yeah, no, that's not one-shotting. It might be to do with the level, to be quite honest. I mean, we are in a Void Storm, so it could just be a fact that they are just that much tankier. I can't one-shot them. I think that might actually be the case, to be honest. And so I'll just have to use some abilities to weaken them before I shoot. What weapon have I got? That feels like an APOC. Never seen it happen. How many Void Storms have you done? Also, if the engine's down, it won't give the full damage. Oh, I didn't know that, Anya. Interesting. Ah, we've got another one over there. Let me hit it with that. Neutralize it. Engine's completely taken out, so let's weaken it some. There we go. Now it's weakened. I am able to fire this. Yeah, there we go. Weakened it enough to kill it. I don't have any dome charges left, so I need to go sort that. Oh, I lost my frame for a second there. Where's my mouse gone? There it is. I should probably fix that. But it's upstairs, so I'll fix it remotely. We'll need to make some more of this then. I need to be able to fix stuff as and when it happens. Alright, let's take out some more cruise ships. Where do we see them? We see them nowhere. Full breach. Let's fix that remotely. There we go. Alright, see you around 13th Hero. See you around. Breach sealed. Don't know why the guy got out of the chair. I was already on it, but it's fine. He's now driven away from the cruise ships. Excellent. I think we need to take out this missile platform. This railjack is not tanking those missiles very well. Nope. Alright. He keeps turning away from the cruise ships, so I'm going to get on to the off-ship objectives. And hopefully the crew can take care of the ship in the process. Fingers crossed, you know, guys? Fingers crossed. This will also allow me to actually pick up some of that reactant we are so desperately in need of. Currently on a whopping 0. Oop. There we go. Get rid of everyone here, because they are otherwise going to murder me at this level. If I sit still, that is. Suppose a second radiator? Yeah, give me a sec, just clearing out these guys. Bam. Easy. Easy hack. Take out all these corrupted. Get that reactant. Reactant got. And we can just hop over here. Take it out. No issue whatsoever. I am getting shot at. But I survive. Let's go. I forgot to actually blow up the core. Bollocks. I hacked, I forgot to shoot. Which way is it? Up here, there it is. I got a little bit ahead of myself there. Just a teeny tiny bit. It's fine. Can I blow it up from here? I don't think I can. Nah, Glaive can't cut through that much metal. It's also going to try and tell me to go straight up, which is not a very helpful waypoint, is it? Wait. Where is it? There we go. That was a bit weird. No, not down there. Go up. Yes. I think this is the way. Yeah, and we go up around here. That leads up past these guys. Jump over that. There's a nullifier in my way, so I can't throw the blade there. Do it here. There we go. Now it's down. Not the easiest waypoint to work with, but got the job done. Where's the next location? We are slowly flying towards it. Wonder if I can actually outpace the railjack. The answer is no. Yeah, I'm outpacing the railjack because of the speed they're going. Oh dear. Oh, that's fine. I've got Amisha, so it doesn't die. Now, I don't need to get any reactant here, so I can just focus on doing the objective as quickly as possible. There's not a ramp there. I'm keenly aware of the fact that we have only gone through 2 cruise ships in the entire time that I've done one half of the objectives and moved on to this next one. I did 3 cruise ships myself. That's what's going on out there. We've got... Oh, they NPC crew. Right, they're NPC crew. That's why we're struggling. Got it. It's almost worth me going back, but he should be in range with the railjack to take out the radiator. I'm just going to give him time. Just going to give him time. There we go. Alright. Expose second radiator. Oop, don't have to shoot that bit there. Sensitive system. Back in. Expose radiator. And which way is it going to send me? I'm going to guess back up here. Actually, I don't know if it's going to need me here. Oh, no. Nope, it's done. Teleport out. So now it's just cruise ship detail. We've got Matey Boy on the gun there. So I'm going to take pilot. He's shot that down, good. Get him in position for this one. Hammer it. Nice. Where's the next one? There we go. Boost on over. That's the speed you want to be flying a railjack over. Bring him around the back of it. There we go. That's how we do it. And that is how you get a terrible reward. Alright, well. Radiant Axie Relic. Bang Prime Handle or Former Blueprint. Yum. To be quite honest, I think there might be too many Void Storms open. Let's, Oh, I can't navigate. He must be doing it. Going back to the relay, I am absolutely fine with that. Also got both an Oberon and a Sevagoth piece there. That's a bit lucky. If I needed them. Instead I got myself, what's that, 7,000 credits? All that for a drop of blood. Does feel like it, doesn't it? Still, these bits add up though, down here. Each of these is 225 endo a pop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of them. You're looking at a little bit over 15k, 15k I wish. Left a little over 1500 endo there. We got these mods on top. They're not going to add on a lot more really in terms of endo, but there's a little bit more. So we're looking probably 16, 1700 endo. That's on top of doing the mission itself, so of course we got the 124,000 credits. We got ourselves 3 different Warframe parts in that. Granted, everyone's got a Harrow chassis, but still, 3 Warframe parts. Got another relic back from doing it on top of the prime part. It's not a bad setup. It's just less than ideal when it's only 2 people. I'm curious now though, how many relic fissures are open compared to Railjack Void Storms? How many have we got? The Void Fissures, we've got 1, 2, 3, oh it says 11, yeah. We've got 11, that also includes these Requiem, so for the normal relics, we've got 9. 9 different fissures are open. On Railjack, we got 12. For Railjack, the less desirable place for doing it for pure relics has more storms open than we have fissures for the more desirable location. That to me feels like a design flaw. I imagine if they just halved this list, or more than halved. Imagine if they took it down to just 1 of each. A Lith, a Miso, Neo, Axie. 1 of each. Yeah, you get some which are Corpus, some which are Grenadier, you're locked into it. Sometimes that's the way to go, I suppose. They could bring that down to 1/3 of the number of Void Storms. You'd still be able to open up the same types of relics. Some would end up being Corpus missions. Maybe that would be a good incentive to make the Corpus missions a bit faster. But yeah, that is a bit odd to me. And as you saw, it led to us having a 2-man squad. Not ideal. Shenzo saying, I feel like the Void Storm should be able to bulk relic cracking instead of a single one. I'd say probably not, no. Void Storms, as I just showed, they have a lot going for them. You've got Endo coming in, you've got credits coming in, you've got extra relics coming from the mission itself, just like doing a normal Void mission on ground. You've got a lot of stuff coming in from Void Storms on top of opening up the relic. So it makes up for the time in that respect there. You're also getting intrinsics, that's a good thing for Railjack, you can't get that anywhere else, and that adds to your MR as well. There's a lot working together in terms of rewards. The other thing is, if you're opening up more relics at once, that's going to be jumping right down D's bottom line, basically. Because that's going to be pouring out those prime parts when they want people to be playing to get those prime parts, not just snapping their fingers and getting them. Granted, yeah, from your perspective, Void Storms take longer, but, you know, the tip for tat, there was more going on. And current prime is absolutely built, yeah. Got all of those pieces. There's a very generous person on the Discord who out getting those last pieces, so current prime is sorted. I'll get to leveling it later. Not going to level up a weapon right now, that's going to be a bit just ESO grind, we don't need that. So, given that the Void Storms seem a little bit empty, at least on that side there, and no one's wanting to join on those, let's go for more normal fissures, shall we? Let's come back to the ground. Actually, oh, look at that, we got a few capture ones going. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 capture relics going at once. Good God. Oh, that was you, Terry. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for the parts. Let's see. I'm going to do the Miso capture. Why not? I have loads of Miso relics. And Equinox is vaulted, so let's do the Equinox one. I think Dee mentioned in dev stream why they don't want to allow people to open up multiple relics at once to get the loot inside. They did say they were open to considering, not open to actually doing, but open to considering the prospect of opening up multiple relics to then only choose one reward between them. But given there's been absolutely no real communication on that line, I would suspect they've decided not to go that route. The relic system itself, I'll be honest, isn't that bad overall. In fact, it's pretty decent. Farming for a very specific thing, yeah, that can be a bitch. There's no two rows about it. Farming for a specific thing can be a right pain. Certainly if it's not been out very long and therefore you just don't have the relics, you need to start that grind. But because of trading with other players especially, the whole relic and then prime part and trading system put together, actually pretty damn nice. I've encountered much worse loot systems in games which weren't free to play. I'll take it. It's pretty good. The actual missions themselves could see a bit of love here or there. Overall, it's pretty nice. Loki Prime 500 plat, by the way. Okay, yeah, well that's because DE have decided not to unvault something forever. That's not a failure of the mission design. That's a failure of DE intentions on that part. Subtly different. Upgrading specific relic, yeah, that definitely is a nice benefit for everyone as well. Am I being? Oh, okay, that's what's happening. I wasn't paying attention. Bye, mate. Oh. Go on, hit me with it. Hit me with it. Ha! Tanked it. He sends out that big charge of heavy attack. Yeah! Knocks out my shields, and then I just chuck the glaive back at him. It's sad times. Very sad times for him. Yeah, I was quite surprised that in the recent-ish unvaultings we got Chroma Prime back. Granted, it gave us Cronin as well. That was nice, but we got Chroma Prime rather than Loki. That was a bit weird. Hey, I'm sure we'll see Loki Prime eventually. 2023, anyone? What's the deal with Loki? Loki has... Loki Prime specifically. Oh, look, now we get current Prime pieces. Loki Prime has been vaulted for years. Genuinely years unavailable. Because of that, his relics have become rarer and rarer and rarer as more and more people have stopped playing the game whilst having those relics in their inventory, or more and more people are wanting to get Loki Prime, but there's nowhere for it to come from, so the price just goes up and up and up. It's straight up forced rarity. And it's not great, honestly, it's really not great. You can just, you know, not get Loki Prime, so it's not the end of the world. It's very far from the end of the world. If I have a look here, yeah, there is a lot of stuff for me to level, for example, still. You can easily get to MR30 without having to worry about Loki Prime. But at the same time, it's still another one of the frames sat in the listing that you've just not got done. That stings a bit. Oops, I've got the Foreman over 60% now. I should really invest in other weapons. Good God. So yeah, Loki Prime, just
Another
expensive because it's not been there for
customer.
far too long. And maybe it's a bit of time to change that. Yo, Peanut Butter, thank you very much for following. Glad you've been enjoying yourself. Alright, let's go do the Exterminate. Why not? Not as fast as a capture, but why not? And we'll do the Corinth. Now I no longer need to. I have the Corinth to play with. I do absolutely have the Corinth Prime to play with. I will need to get it and build it and former it to really play with it. The Foreman didn't take 8 Foremans for nothing. It takes a lot to get a primary weapon as powerful as this. But I do absolutely have that option as well now, yeah.
Don't forget the reactant. You need more to open that relic.
Evo, those dates you're giving there, what years were those? Tenora Prime is surprisingly good. Tenora Prime is a good weapon, yeah. Not as good as the Foreman. That's why I end up just coming back to the Foreman. It's nice. It's just it's not the Foreman. Thoughts on a Stiller Prime? I haven't properly used it yet, to be quite honest with you. I looked at the stats and kind of went, so I haven't properly used it. It could be a hidden gem or something, but it doesn't feel like it. I really don't have a lot of diversity in my weapon usage. Come on, look. Right now, the fact that I have Epitaph is because I've been doing some testing with it. Normally I'd be former nuke Glaive Prime. I am a bit of a slave to meta because the meta is just so damn good. Alright, let's see. So, if we're saying, yeah, Loki Prime last vaulted April 30th to July 2nd, 2019. We're in 2021 now. That genuinely was out for a few months 2 years ago. Previously it was out for a few months the year prior to that, and it was released into the game a year and a half before that. I mean, that tells you everything about why Loki Prime is so damn expensive. Disappointed with the increases on it, Blaziken? Oh dear. Well, let's have a look at it. Let me come out of here. Let's have a look at the stats then. You know? Relic missions are always there. Let's have a look at what Still a Prime actually brings to the table. Wait, Jacob, you just have some Loki relics sitting around? Dude, open them all up. Radianted, unless you're going for the common stuff. Oh, there we go. All of that fighting we did the other day to get Karif, and now here it is. Although, might that be better? Nah. It might be better, but I'm going Karif Beast now. For the hell of it. But yeah, as I was going to say, open up all of those Loki relics, get yourself the value out of those, because the last thing you need is to be sat on that value and have it tank when you finally decide to release Loki Prime. Don't let that get stolen from you. We are overdue having Loki Prime come back to the game. You really don't want to be hit for that. 3 relics for Loki system on rare, and 3 Loki blueprints on common. I mean, mate. Mate, you're sat on Loki rare items. Open them. If you get nothing from it, you get nothing from it. But what's the likelihood of that? Get yourself that value. Yeah, that's the rare piece for you there, Kenny Time. That's how the rare piece happens. You can see that with loads of different kinds of sets. The really high value sets, there's always going to be one part that's dragging up that value, or a couple parts dragging up the value. The rest just kind of sit there. But let's have a look at Still a Prime. Did I actually pull it out of the foundry? I probably didn't, but let's have a look. Oh, no, there it is. All right, cool. Let's have a look at your stats. Unupgraded to start with. So, crit chance 21%, that's on the lower side. Crit multiplier 1.9, that's definitely on the lower side. Status 37%, plenty of status coming out of this thing. And it is shotgun type. Okay. Does it have any built-in multi-shot? I'm not seeing any. Interesting. It does have a radial attack though to further distribute that status, so that's nice. But yeah, those stats overall, I'm not seeing anything amazing to start with there. So still, if I recall correctly, this launches an explosive slug, doesn't it? Yeah, explosive glass slugs that tear through enemies. Yeah. Don't know why I have that on there, to be quite honest. With those damage stats. Hold up. Let's compare this. Damage stat, we've got 100 on the impact, and then we got 49 puncture, 91 slash on the explosion. That's what? 140 total? So 240 altogether for single target. Others nearby, it's more. Fire rate 4.33. So you're looking around about 1,000 damage per second base there. There's a fly in my face. And that fly really pissed off. 1,000 damage per second base on that. Slug explosion 2.4 meters. Yeah. It doesn't do radial damage on the target you hit? What? The hell kind of explosion doesn't hit the thing it explodes against? You're kidding me, right, Blaziken? Surely not. Surely not. I mean, if it does, then that's even worse. Even if it was 1,000, and then you've got a range of 2.4, very rough rule of thumb, and this is exceedingly rough by the way, so don't take this as gospel, but very rough rule of thumb, divide the range by 2 and round down. That's how many extra enemies you can expect to hit on average with an AoE. This is an exceedingly rough rule of thumb, so don't take this as gospel. I know how areas and whatnot work. Say for example with Glaive Prime, you've got the range 7.8, it's about 8. You round that down, half and round it down, you're looking at about 4. Actually, I shouldn't round down, just round it. You're looking at about 4. Saying we're hitting on average 5 enemies per explosion with Glaive Prime, which sounds about right, doesn't it? Your average hit with Glaive Prime, if you're using it properly, you're hitting 5 enemies. So, we're talking with Vasilla, it's going to hit 2 people, and you're telling me that that explosion isn't actually hitting the first one we're hitting with direct impact, so it's really only hitting 1. 1 with this damage, 1 with that damage. 1,000 basic DPS with no crit stats really to speak of to increase it. Oh, you think you're wrong? Okay, that's good news then. So probably around about, let's ballpark it and say it comes out to around about 2,000 basic damage per second using that function. Not even counting the crit stats. I don't have an unmodded Foreman setup here, so let's grab the other Foreman. There we go. And just get rid of all the colours. So, the Foreman, with its semi-auto attack, we got 500 total, 2.17, so you're already looking at 1,000 damage per second unmodded. It's got higher crit stats, so it's going to crit more often and harder, and it's got that conical punch through, which means you're going to get multiple targets. The range on it, you're looking 10 to 20 meters, so 10 meters full damage, 20 meters for maximum. Sorry, for minimum. So you are very likely to hit 2-3 enemies per shot there. Even at 2, the base damage is already equal to, if not beating, the Astilla, and then the crit stats are just better. That's concerning, that a punch-through shotgun that is actually an assault rifle is just straight up better than an explosive actual shotgun in terms of area effect damage. That does make this look pretty bad, yeah. Shatter area effect cannot hit enemies behind location of impact. I'm going to presume that behind location of impact... Oh, actually, I can't presume, because there are some which explode forwards. There are some AoEs that explode in a reverse cone. It's really weird. Yeah, the stats on this do not look amazing. I could former it to the 9s and give it a load of trying, but honestly, first of all, you're saying if you have to shoot the ground, it'll be fine, but then you're losing your damage on impact. Which is no small amount. Look at this. Direct damage 1,100, for AD 1,500. For a single target, you're effectively throwing away 40% of your damage. Just to try and be able to hit a reasonable AoE. That's horrible. It's a 180-degree explosion? Good god. Oh no, it's a backblast explosion? No, that's useless. That's genuinely useless. Who needs a backblast explosion? We got enough better weapons out there. We don't need a backblast explosion to then waste effectively the damage on your main target. That requires some serious accuracy to get it properly. Self-knockdown as well, because of course it's an explosive weapon. Good point, Blaziken. And then this explosive weapon is supposed to be status. Status-based. Yikes. Empties its clip in... What's that? Going to be about 5 seconds? Yeah, full clip in 5 seconds with a 2-second reload. So you've got about a 28% downtime on your firing as well. Oof. Over 1/4 of the time, you're just not firing. With all these other downsides. Yeah, no. My thoughts on Astilla Prime. Not played it properly, but I don't see a reason to play it properly. That's disgusting. That's not a happy-looking Prime. That's a sad-looking Prime. Yeah, any kind of AoE will scale nicely if you can really group up enemies, absolutely. But if you're using an ability to group up enemies, you should be expecting to annihilate them. You pick them up off the ground, you've shoved them all together in one tiny spot, they should be dead. You got them dead to rights. It shouldn't be difficult to take them out at that point. Melee will absolutely smash them, especially explosive melees like the glaive. Various guns will absolutely annihilate them. Various abilities will absolutely annihilate them. And that turns out to be the best way to get even remotely workable power out of a primed shotgun? Nah. Nah. Try it if you like it. Use it if you like it. I'm probably not going to be maining the Asilla Prime anytime soon. Hell nah. Not with stats like that. That does not look good. Alright, let's see. What we got time for? We got time to do another relic run or two. I did notice that Jagopolis was talking about grabbing a relic group together. Are you actually running that at the moment, Jago? Or did you want to do that on stream? Yeah, not because of your Loki relics or anything. Yeah, I can see why you're disappointed there, Blaziken. I can absolutely see why you're disappointed. That was, yikes. You're running at the moment, you got one more relic? Alright, yeah, we'll hold out for you. We'll do one more relic with you in just a moment then, absolutely. Give us a shout. Actually, just give us an invite as soon as you are done. You know the username. The Engineer. Scylla handles more like a rifle. She has much bigger effective range than other shotguns. I mean, that's not a good thing. Shotgun mods are already on the weaker side. It should handle like an absolute shotgun. It's an explosive shotgun. That sounds like it should be amazing, and instead, stats-wise, it doesn't look it. I mean, have a look. If we take something like Baza Prime, alright? This is a silenced assault rifle. It's not one that's talked about lots. Let's have a look at what stats it's holding. Just taking a random other prime as an example here. This one, 28% crit chance, 3 times crit multiplier. Fire rate, it's what? Nearly 4 times higher. And then it has a nearly 3 times higher magazine. So this one's going to run out quicker, but it's reloaded half the time. And it still has decent status when you compare that with the fire rate to keep up with it. Basic damage stat there at 16. Now we said the fire rate is 4 times higher, so that's about 64 comparable. It's going to be a bit low on the damage there, but once you start multiplying in with the crits, this thing will absolutely wreck. And this is going to have a lot higher effective range. And it's silent. What else have we got? Let's have a look at the Cedo. Cedo is another shotgun, so this will be a very good comparison. So we've got crit chances slightly higher, crit multiplier is a lot higher, fire rate about comparable, magazine higher. That's already looking nicer on that side of things. Whilst the status is terrible there, don't forget we do have the status on the semi-automatic shot, which is the glaive, and that just applies extra statuses out the wazoo, so it's amazing with status, we already know that. The basic damage with the built-in multi-shot starts at 180 with about the same fire rate, which means it's already comparable for the damage. You add on the crits on top, it's getting better and better, but then you've got the Cedo's hidden ability, well, not very hidden, but not listed here, in that the more statuses are on the target, the more damage it deals outright. And that just takes it through the roof. Cedo, another non-prime weapon, absolutely demolishes in the stats there. What it lacks in the AoE, it gains in just serious status application and punishing damage output. That's just better. And this came out before it was still a prime. Even things like, you know, your kit guns, your catch moon, the stats on that, absolutely amazing in comparison to what we got there. Yeah, they've done the Astilla dirty. They've done the Astilla dirty, haven't they? Let's just grab our Foreman back again because, you know, gotta have the right weaponry. The only good weaponry. Alright, Jago, how are we looking on that Relic Fisher? Hopefully not too long. We are running very close on the end time as well for the stream.
And we're out.
Nothing new on the night waves. Oh, you misspelling my nickname. Oh, okay. Here, let me put it on screen for you. There you go. Ah, congrats, Ginger Mullet, then. Have you proofread it? Or are you going to leave that to another day? Another day? That's absolutely fair enough. There we go, we got the invite from Jago. Let's get popping in to this Relic Fisher, the very last bit of today. If the game's going to let me join. Come on, Bugframe. Come on. There we go, thank you. Alright, let's do this. What mission are we jumping into? You're the boss on this one? T4 Fisher on Sedno. What is that one? That's a sabotage. Yeah, we can stick with Lavos then, no problem whatsoever. I'm going to bring G6 fully upgraded. Praying to Aaron Jesus. Come on. Can we get some praise clems in the chat? Let's get all of the good luck we can here. I know some of you guys have access to that mode there. Let's have a look at it. Let's get some praise clem up in here because we're going to need it. Oh, we're going to need it for these Loki systems. If it's Radiant Relic, and it should damn well be a Radiant Relic, Jacob, then we got a 10% chance of it dropping, and that's all we need. Yeah, it's 10%. Come on! Right.
Another satisfied customer.
Yo, Chronicle Keeper. Thank you very much for following. Glad you're enjoying the channel. Welcome. Oh, I want that reactant. Gimme, gimme, gimme. This is not the time to not have enough reactant. I'm grabbing every single piece I see first time. Gib reactant. There's some. Making our way through. We've got... There's the 10th. Alright. I'm on 10. Others are on 10s and 9s. They should have 10 shortly. Let's go open this up. Yeah, everyone's on 10 now. Excellent. Let's just do the mission. Super speed style. Has that route always been there? I swear I've never taken that route before. Never. Let's get this done quickly. Small question, CS list, what lander do I have? So I have the Zephyr Deluxe one. The Zephyr Harrier skin or something like that. It was gifted to me by Beardface. It was very, very kind of him. And I think mostly motivated by the fact that I'm not a fan of Zephyr overall. He's like that. You know what? I'm just running after all these objective markers. Everyone's right on top of them. You guys have got this down pat. I'll just sit here and look pretty. Let's escape. Who's my favourite Warframe and why? My favourite Warframe is Lavos because he is a badass tank with amazing damage capabilities, status immunity on demand-ish, and he can do this. And so Lavos is therefore absolutely amazing. He is my third most used Warframe, despite the fact he came out not that long ago compared to my Warframe career in total. So yeah, definitely my favourite. I mean, just look at that. The control, the utility, and the raw power. Yeah, I use them a lot. Not quite as much as I use the Foreman, but yeah. How many hours do I have total? That's a good question. I'll have to have a look in a second. Lavos' charge looks really badass. Oh, it does. And it's powerful in the process. He doesn't just dash forwards. Oh well, we tried. We tried. I think we all brought Radiant Relics and we all got a common. That's rough. But yeah, Lavos' Vile Rush, it doesn't just move him about, despite the fact that that's amazing. Very useful power. But on top of that, he's dropping those vials everywhere, causing cold procs and the additional infused procs on anyone stepping into the area. That common's a 55 plat? Oh, okay. Yikes. Yep. Yum. Thanks. Also on top of that, at the end of his dash, which he can end early if he wants to, the explosion, it's a large area, breaks crates, that kind of thing, does a good amount of damage, or at least decent-ish damage to enemies, and inflicts them with those same cold and infused procs. So it's pretty nice. You open up the blueprint some other day? Yeah, that's absolutely fine. Alright then, well, that is all that we have got time for when it comes to the Warframe missions for today, which means it is time for us to now have a look at the Riven Raffle. If you do want to get in on today's Riven Raffle, which is for both a Zor and Pistol Riven together, 2 in 1, if you do want to get in on that, make sure you do get those tickets right now, because as soon as I filled in the wheel with all the names, that's it, we're set. So you got seconds to pick them if you want them. Let's get these typed on into here. And Jago's picking up a raffle ticket exactly on the queue. Perfect. There we go, Jago. Let's pop that in here for you. Jago. Police. How many S's is that? Is that 3 S's? My word, man. Stealing all the S's from everyone else. Terry's grabbing himself one. Terry on Twitch. I still can't spell Twitch right first time. I don't know what it is. I just don't do it. And we got Sludge. Hello, Sludge. Let's pop you into the raffle as well. Make sure you do meet all the qualifiers, because otherwise you're throwing your channel points away. Alright, so I've got all the names here. Let's get them into the listing. Islis has 2 tickets. Mullet Man has 1,
Another
2
satisfied
now.
customer.
And yo, Gibolg, thank you very much for following. Glad you're enjoying the channel, and welcome. Oh, I see, Jago. That makes sense. That makes plenty of sense. Absolutely. Let's get these names in. So we got 1 ticket there. Got 1 ticket here. Shenzu has 2 tickets. Got a few names to pop in today. I'm going to definitely make sure I've got this list completely correct in a second. Let's see. So yeah, Blaziken's added in 1. Blaziken 420. Final check, have we got all of them? Yes? Yeah. Alright, that's it. All entries are in. Let's have a look. Who have we got on the list then for today's Riven Raffle? We've got quite a few names here. Only one person's going to have them. It's going to be Islis. There you go, my dude. You are today's winner. You get yourself both of those Rivens. You get the Zor Riven and the Pistol Riven. They are absolutely yours. Congratulations. And to everyone else who's joined in as well as part of today's stream and just overall, thank you very much for joining in. Sludge saying, came from YouTube videos, by the way. Love the analysing. Open mind on Smeeta. I'm glad it helped you there. Smeeta is brilliant, but at the same time, not the be-all and end-all. Though definitely look into using it for the Steel Essence I mentioned towards the end of the video. That is a very powerful use. Alright then, so Islis, I'm going to need to grab you your name in-game. Remind me again, is it just Islis in-game? I think I have you added, don't I? I think I have you added. Remind me of your username in-game, and then we'll get that sorted. Same as on Twitch. Yep, get yourself online, we'll get that trade on over to you. For everyone else, though, that is the end of today's stream, so of course now going to give a little bit of love over to another part of the community. Let's see who we're going to give a raid on over to for today. We have got basically the whole world to pick from. Let's see. Who do we want to go give a raid to? Who do we want to see? I am absolutely open to recommendations whilst I look down this list. I do prefer to go over to another PC stream, if possible. You know what? We haven't been to Zion Zeta for a bit. Let's go Zion Zeta. I'm just going to wait for the ads to clear through on my side, and then we're going to head on over. Now, we are going to be live again on Wednesday for yet more Warframe, so absolutely do not miss out on that. If you haven't yet already hit it, hit that follow button so you get notified as soon as I go live. Make sure you get notification as well with it. If you turn off the notifications, what's the follow doing for you? To be quite honest. But yeah, just waiting for the adverts clear on my side, and then we'll jump on through, which should hopefully get us all past with our adverts. And there it is. So it's been fun, and I'll see you guys on next time. And Islis, get online. We'll sort that out now. Bye bye.